baby, I'm with you if you gon' be down. 'Cause girl, you're just so comfortable. Girl, you're just so comfortable. Girl, you're just so comfortable. I hope that you just feel it out too. Girl, you're just so comfortable. 'Cause girl, you're comfortable. It just feels so good just when you're all through. I just think it's so crazy what you do to me.
Welcome one and all to another amazing night here in Tranquility.
We absolutely are in for a treat of a match here tonight, no question about it.
And the grenades from Pomku eliminate everybody on the field.
Damage from something as well is going to be applied there. The Death Blossom, and it's going to be huge. Fighting 3.
The double kill with the Bastion ulti? Alright, I see you guys.
For B-Well, look to find a stick there, finds the stick, they find two with it!
Those who find the picks will save the fight, and they don't really need to save what they've already won.
And Cam with the 4-man punch off the map!
Experience tranquility.
Good evening, Tranquility, and welcome to the Transcendence Tier semifinals here in Season 10. I am MisterYeti, and joining me tonight is Needle. How you doing, Needle?
I'm doing good, Yeti. Thanks for asking. I'm excited for this match tonight.
It's going to be a great one. We've seen these teams duel before this season, and we get the pleasure of seeing them do it again. It's the number 2 seed Fleet Angels taking on the 3 seed Amnesia. Talking about 2 seed Fleet Angels first. Fleet Angels has looked fantastic this entire playoffs. Haven't dropped a map yet and absolutely put the whooping to Revital last week in the quarterfinals. And just before that, they just got done beating Amnesia in a 3-0. This Fleet Angels team looks extremely strong, Needle.
Yeah, they really do. And I think part of it's off of the back of the most recent patch we've seen, where Junker Queen has been ultra buff. Junker Queen is really, really strong right now, and Telm J-Can is tearing it up on the Queen.
Exactly. Telm has been very dominant so far on the Junker Queen, and I know that Fleet Angels is extremely confident in their tank leading the way for this team. The one thing that their GM did say about this team is the only way they think Telm can be stopped is if his mouse dies. That's the only way they think Telm is going to be handled in this matchup. But that said, Amnesia comes into this one. They've been a strong team all season. A big part of that, of course, and this is something even Fleet Angels acknowledged, is the excellent hit scan play of Jakaru this season.
Yeah, certainly. Amnesia, they came in initially as the number 2 seed in playoffs, but that seed was robbed for them in the previous bracket, before the champ bracket, by Fleet Angels. So it's a nice little rivalry between these two teams, but the last match was not close between these two. Nope. Fleet Angels managed to win 3-0, and that match, I believe, was the same week or maybe the week after the Junker Queen patch, and Fleet Angels didn't even play much Junker Queen in that match. They didn't play much of it at all, but in their previous match in the quarterfinals, they played almost entirely Junker Queen. Amnesia, though, they don't like to play it. They played it a little bit when they played Fleet Angels the first time, but they've completely transitioned away. They play Ramatra and Winston now. So I'm interested to see how their styles clash.
Yeah, the compositional differences will definitely be something to watch throughout the night. I can't imagine Fleet Angels be making too much of a change. What's worked has worked very well for them, and obviously given Junker Queen's current, extreme power level, I don't foresee them making any changes on that. So it'll be interesting if Amnesia decides to make an adjustment to adjust for what Fleet Angels is bringing to the table. Obviously, Fleet Angels, a team packed with Tranquility veterans all around, including Hall of Famer Velzen on that roster. Amnesia as well, players like Saga, and in addition to that, also fantastic tank play from Star Platinum as well. You got to figure Amnesia's got to feel a little bit more prepped going into this after what happened to the last one. You got to feel like this is a big opportunity for them to make a statement.
Yeah, for sure. And knowing what Fleet Angels play, knowing that they play majority Junker Queen, a little bit of Diva, a little bit of everything else, it's pretty easy to prep for a team like that primarily plays one comp, but there's only so much prep you can do to play against a comp that's really, really, really strong right now. And what's interesting is that Fleet Angels, they have the first map pick here, and they're going to take us to Ilios, and it's what they usually do. This has been their map pick throughout the playoffs so far. It has been Ilios, and Junker Queen is really strong on 2 points, but it's not that great on Lighthouse. It's really not, and they force it there anyway, and they've managed to find success with it. If we end up going to Lighthouse, I'd be really interested to see if Amnesia can shut them down on that point specifically, because I think at least that point should go in their favor.
Absolutely. I would 100% agree with you on that. By the way, just as a reminder for you guys, we are simulcasting tonight this both Transcendence Tier semifinals. We have our other stream ongoing right now that is on Tranquility GG2 here on Twitch between Guangzhou Gangsters and Billings Boomers. Be sure to check that one out. Throw that channel a follow as well. It's our first simulcast here this season. So very, very exciting times here in Tranquility. The ability to bring you both of our matches at the same time. It's something we've never done before leading into this season. And we finally have the resources to be able to do that. So absolutely fantastic. And a huge shout out to the fantastic Twitch team we have making that happen here this season. But again, it's a great matchup coming in. Talking to these two teams in advance, you know, obviously the best thing that Fleet Angels has highlighted over and over again is Telm J-Can, amazing tank with an incredible pedigree here in Tranquility. But Amnesia, we asked them, what is the team's biggest strength in tonight's matchup? And they came out and said, we're going to beat them on the mirror matchup.
Oh,
that's something
really?
That's something they came out and said is, we're going to beat them in the mirror matchup. So Amnesia loaded with confidence here as we are getting loaded into Ilios right now. We'll see if they come out and match that Junker Queen early on here as we go to Ilios here. It's going to be a great matchup here. One thing, too, that I didn't mention, the coaches on these teams, the incredible pedigree of these coaches. Obviously, Tranquility Hall of Famer, Smugs, and in addition to that, Duck, who's had an amazing record here in Trank for the past 2 seasons. Probably 2 of the best coaches in Transcendence Tier on top of these great teams. This is going to be an absolute treat tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Smugs winning the Best Coach in Transcendence Tier award for this season as well. I mean, he is a really good coach. A former teammate of Smugs myself, I know the guy. He is really, really good at what he does, and he knows how to keep his team in line. So even if Fleet Angels somehow go at a deficit here, I think he'll steer them back on track, if need be.
Absolutely. But I think both these coaches can do that as well.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. And Amnesia weren't lying to you, Yeti. They're playing Junker Queen. They did not field this once in their quarterfinals match. Not a single point, not even a second of Junker Queen. And here they are rolling it out, taking it to the Telm J-Can and the rest of the Fleet Angels.
We see Akua and Wrath come out on DPS here. That's Wrath, also known as Speedy, also known as Poggers for the long time Tranquility vets here watching tonight. And here we go in this matchup, the matchup of the mirror match, as we may not have expected, but Amnesia confidently believes they can win. A hat goes out onto Telm, forced to retreat off the high ground here, but Smarty's going to get the first pick onto Akua here. No Akua means Amnesia very much at the disadvantage. That point's already starting to tick in the direction of Fleet Angels with a quick first fight win.
Yeah, and only one trade coming out there for Amnesia. You have to be pretty satisfied with that if you're Fleet Angels. I'm surprised both teams are playing the Sombra here with the Junker Queen. Both of them playing the Sombra Tracer, a very, dive-esque version of the Junker Queen comp. Looking to engage on hacks, not too successful there for Amnesia. Fleet Angels cleaning them up. I'm interested to see if the Sombras are going to target the Tracers at all here. Tracers looking to fight on the left side.
You see a hack onto Luca actually there, and also a hack onto Smarties as well. So both Sombras currently attacking the Kirikos for each team. Wrath forced to TP out very quickly. Charybdis still in the fight, however, so advantage right now in the favor of Fleet Angels in this fight. But Vegas and Telm both very low, being pressured highly right now by Star Platinum, who's going to pop the Rampage immediately here as Vegas goes down. Going to get that debuff onto Telm, who's extremely low, being kept alive by only Smarties at this point, but that's going to be Telm falling now. Velzen finding Luca here to try to prolong this out for Fleet Angels, but Amnesia has already flipped the point. And Needle, this looks like a great fight, a great response here from Amnesia.
Yeah, definitely. And Star Platinum got the ultimate and used it right before Telm, which was absolutely crucial there. Telm tried to counter ult, but was antied, couldn't receive the massive healing you get from Junker Queen's passive, and because of that, just got focused down and died. Not much from Fleet Angels' Rampage there, but they have a lot of tools going into this fight. And as you see, Charybdis is ahead of Wrath on EMP. They can engage with it if they want to, but they're looking to use Kitsune Rush instead.
Kitsune Rush in play here, but Smarty's going to be the first to fall at the hands of Akua here. Star Platinum is going to take down Charybdis as well. A couple of kills now going in the favor of Amnesia. We see EMP was used here by Charybdis, but it looks to be in vain, and that's a tough ult to lose here, Needle. Going down on their EMP and still losing the fight is a tough pill to swallow.
Yeah, it's pretty rough. And now Fleet Angels have to play the cat and mouse game of their retaking, and they're retaking into an EMP from Wrath. Vegas has the sound barrier, and they need to get it off here to counter the EMP. But they have to play so passive to do it. But the Tracer duel is won by Velzen before the fight even starts.
That's huge right there. Fleet Angels now with the 4v5 and ultimates at hand. Hack again onto Telm. Velzen very low, forced to recall out as well. But here comes the Rampage now from Star Platinum, going to be negated by that sound barrier from Vegas. It doesn't look like they actually connected with anything. And it's a huge EMP there from Wrath, connecting with a few of the Fleet Angels here as well. But Telm right now, again, the trading on the point slowly but surely favoring the Fleet Angels here as Telm stays afloat long enough to get the damage out the door here. And that is going to be a Fleet Angels fight win, and it could not have come at a better time.
Yeah, it could not have come at a better time, and the ult trade probably couldn't have been better for the Fleet Angels there. I was worried going in about Vegas with the beat countering the EMP, but they used the beat to counter the Junker Queen ult, and then Wrath EMP'd after, and there was no follow-up since his Tracer was dead. And now Fleet Angels, they're steering clear right now. Telm Can has the Rampage, probably going to look for it early.
That's going to be the big ultimate here. Rampage in play, connects with 3, but Telm finds themselves off the map. You hate to see that right there. Fleet Angels down their tank as Vegas goes down as well. But a response now from Velzen, stepping up, taking down Luca. It's a 2v2 on the point. The point still ticking in the favor of Fleet Angels, but Amnesia breaks the tie with Star Platinum finding Charybdis. Velzen going to take down Saga here, looking for another target, trying to get on the Kiriko there. Right now, it doesn't look like they're going to be able to find that kill quite yet. Wrath pumping the damage in onto Smarties, who gets taken down. The kills are continuing to trade on this point, but they slowly begin to favor Amnesia, and it looks like Amnesia is going to take this fight, but it is going to go to 99 here beforehand.
Yeah, it's going to go to 99, but Amnesia... Oh, Telm finds Akua!
Oh, that's
Akua
big.
down first again, that's so crucial. But Star Platinum still has the ultimate here. It's going to come down to if Smarties can Suzu it or not.
Smarties is going to be a big player here with that Suzu to see if they can get the value off of it. It does not look like they're going to get the value on it in an EMP, and it's a big one, though, onto Amnesia. Huge EMP from Charybdis, and there comes the kills as both supports now down for Amnesia. And a close map one, but a decisive map one there for Fleet Angels. Great EMP at the end from Charybdis to secure that one and hold on despite the big rush from Amnesia.
Yeah, and it's so brutal for Amnesia. Losing Akua first in 2 fights, they tried to go in aggressively with their Rampage, with their EMP, but without the Tracer to follow up, there is nothing that Amnesia could have done. They used their ultimates correctly. The Suzu from Smarties wasn't even great. It only caught her. Vegas and Telm both got really, really low. They stayed anti. They didn't get Suzu. They got really, really low, but there's no Tracer to follow up. Akua died first. There was nothing Amnesia could do there. But it was so close despite that, 99-99. And Amnesia, you know, they haven't played it before, but they were taking it to them in the mirror, but now they're not. They're playing Ramatra on this point.
Amnesia with a different look here with the Ramatra. Fleet Angels coming out now with the same composition here, Tracer, Sombra, Junk Queen, but Amnesia with a different look, more akin to... Oh, no. Oh, no, Star Platinum, and we caught that on... I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Oh, no. Well, this is an unfortunate circumstance here for Amnesia. They're going to try to win this one in a 4v5. It's going to be real tough to do, but they do have point advantage with that Symmetra, so they will be able to put out a lot of damage. So despite the disadvantage here, the positional advantage is very big here, Needle, and it does play to Amnesia's advantage with a huge kill onto Velzen from Akua. Akua's beam spinning up right now, finds 2, finds a 3rd with Wrath, and despite being down 4v5, Amnesia hangs in there.
Akua on the redemption arc. My bad for flaming your Tracer and dying first a little bit there, man. He went over to Symmetra and just... How I don't know. I don't know how he was allowed to do that. I don't know how Fleet Angels didn't kill anybody on point when there was no Ramatra presence there from Amnesia, but it worked out. Charybdis switching over to the Echo here, noticing the Sombra, probably not going to do a whole lot, and what Fleet Angels want is angles, right? Amnesia, they're stacked on point, they have the Sim turret there, they're holding it down. Fleet Angels need to take as many angles as possible, that's why they're going over to the Echo here. They're going to have to poke Amnesia out.
They're going to have to do that just now. It's going to be tough to break in there. I mean, they couldn't even do it in a 4v5. It's not going to get any easier here. Telm, though, with that ultimate in hand, Rampage is used. It catches Star and Saga here as they try to stabilize, but that's just too much damage, too much debuff. But it's Wrath with a huge blizzard! A huge blizzard from Wrath, and that's gonna save this one for Amnesia. What a play from Wrath to reset that fight.
Yeah, and I mean, that was just great counterplay from Amnesia. They had the Sim wall there, and they waited for Telm and the rest of his team to just hard engage with the Queen ult. Vegas tries to follow up, everybody else tries to follow up, and Wrath just uses the Blizzard. Can't stop it. And now Amnesia, they have tools to continue to sustain on point. Some early aggression here from the Fleet Angels, though, and 2 kills on the supports.
Great play there from Fleet Angels on the engagement. Quickly in there, we see Pulse Bomb invested for Velzen to try to finish this fight off. It doesn't matter. It's just a fight win there for Fleet Angels, and a decisive one at that, and, well, a necessary one if you look at that scoreboard.
Yeah, it certainly was, but if I'm Fleet Angels, I'm wishing I had that Pulse Bomb. I'm wishing I had that Sound Barrier. Both of those ultimates used in a heavily... They already had like a 2 or 3 person advantage. Now Fleet Angels, they have no tools in this fight. Saga still holding on to the Sound Barrier. Amnesia could go for a beat engage. They're just going to TP to the point.
Here we go right now, fight re-engagement in here with the Ramattra Brawl. They're going to be pushing in really aggressively here, but Telm's going to be really close to that ultimate here. And here comes the ultimate in from Telm. They pop the arms up, going to get defensive here on the point, but they're going to get dropped by Akua here, whose beam is at full strength. Charybdis going to pop the copy, trying to stay in this and trying to stabilize. They're going to get popped out of the copy, though, before they can get the ultimate off, and that's Charybdis down. And that is going to be another point, or another map take, or I'm sorry, another point take there for Amnesia, and probably the point taken, or the point win.
Yeah, it certainly looks like it. I don't know if anybody can get there. Vegas trying their best, but no, they can't. And Vegas has to be kicking themselves. Using the beat at the end 2 fights ago, towards the end of that fight, they didn't have it to match the beat coming out from Amnesia there when Telm was ram ulting, and because of that, Telm goes down. But there we go. That's 2 points down, and Amnesia, they could not win the mirror, but they could win when they went Ramattra, and they did win the Ramattra mirror as Telm felt the need to switch over to it. I'm interested to see what they're going to play on this next point. Amnesia can't bunker down again like they did on that last point, and they will be playing the Junker Queen because of that, and we have the Junker Queen mirror. But Fleet Angels on this point specifically, they play Torbjorn. The Defran special comes out from Charybdis, and that's going to be really effective against a Sombra Tracer Queen comp.
Absolutely. Here we go now. Sombra out of the point here. Sombra Tracer in. We see again that Torbjorn from Charybdis could be the difference maker, as you've already highlighted here. Charybdis, all-star DPS this season from the Fleet Angels. Amnesia with all-stars of their own across the board. Star Platinum, obviously. Saga, fantastic play. But there's Charybdis already. The power of the Torbjorn cannot be denied. And Wrath is taken down. And it's going to be an awfully hard time now for Amnesia to be able to win 4v5. Or is it?
I would hope
this time,
so,
yeah.
please.
This time it appears to be, yeah. Last time it wasn't, but this you can understand my doubt.
Yeah, the doubt's reasonable there. But Amnesia, they're looking to re-aggress, but Wrath goes down first again. The Torbjorn.
Again, Wrath down early here, twice in a row. Charybdis with all the killing blows in the lobby so far. And it's going to be a point hold here for Fleet Angels as they send Amnesia running back to spawn, trying to forget about that last fight.
Yeah, and I'm surprised the adaptation Amnesia make is to the Reaper here. Now their comp is even more close range than before, and they have no flank presence. Velzen can just do whatever he wants. There's not a Tracer to duel him anymore. They're just going to be playing to hard shoot Telm, but I don't think Fleet Angels mind that.
No, I don't think they necessarily do, but here we go again now. Akua taking down that turret. So turret no longer in play here. Velzen looking for the supports, not able to connect with them quite as of yet. That's going to be Akua with the first kill onto Telm. So no tank now for the Fleet Angels. There goes Velzen too. 3v4 now on the point with Luca out of it. But here goes Akua getting in deep into the back line there, finding a couple with Saga. That's going to be an Amnesia point slip here. And 53% and counting now for Fleet Angels.
Yeah, maybe Fleet Angels do mind it a bit, because Amnesia just completely ran at them with the Reaper, and they were not ready. They didn't disengage well at all, and they just got caught out before anything could happen. Charybdis killed one, they got the trade, but it just wasn't enough. The Reaper pick doing wonders here for Amnesia, but Kua has to back out a little bit. Now, Charybdis has the Torbolt online, a really good tool for staving off the early aggression from Amnesia.
Here we go now with the Torbolt, like you said, could hold off some of that aggression, but Telm sitting on that Rampage as well. Akua getting in there, getting close to a Death Blossom of their own, but here comes the Rampage from Telm. Finds a couple there, but it's going to be negated out by the Sound Barrier from Saga. Akua very low is going to pop the ultimate. It's going to be enough to take out Velzen. And that is going to be, with a couple now down here for the Fleet Angels, you got to figure, oh, Sound Barrier is still invested. They're going to stick with it. And a huge counter EMP going to negate that here from Wrath. Hack now back in onto J-Queen, taken very low, but Wrath forced to TP out. The fight will continue right now on point with the Kitsune rush in from Smarties and the Molten Core from Charybdis. Fleet Angels not giving up on this point, but Amnesia's hold on the point is as strong as ever, I say, as they almost C9. Nonetheless, Amnesia still sticking in there here. Point presence not really settled, but Akua is going to be the first to fall. Now no DPS for Amnesia. It's going to be Fleet Angels finally securing this one, it looks like.
Yeah, and what a brutal fight. All 10 ultimates used. Charybdis going for a little hammer kill there. Cheeky bugger. But all 10 ultimates used there from both teams. The team's only ults they're going to have online are matching Junker Queen ults and then Velzen with the Pulse Bomb. And the Pulse Bomb is actually a massive difference maker here. If Velzen can force Suzu with his Pulse Bomb, then Telmjakan's Queen ult could find a lot of value.
Absolutely could. Here we go. Next fight right in a big one right now. Could very easily be the last fight for Amnesia. We see the attack tried to go in there from Wrath, not able to succeed with Velzen there. Big swing through there from Telm, not able to connect with anything right now, but Fleet Angels with that Rampage in hand. Going to be a huge ultimate to watch for. Hack in from Wrath onto Vegas. Vegas now no healing for just a moment. Telm very low. Here comes the Rampage now in, and it's a very big one from both Junker Queens. And it's going to be Telm, the first to fall, however, but a huge Pulse Bomb from Velzen taking down Saga. And that is going to be Velzen clutching up with Charybdis on the Torbjorn. But here comes Amnesia answering back. Just Luca and Star Platinum left fighting for the last gasp here from Amnesia. And it's just Star Platinum versus Velzen and Vegas on the point. And it's going to be Velzen finishing him off. Here comes the Sound Barrier now in from Saga as they try to draw this out just a little bit longer. There goes Akua getting in deep, forced to recall out. We see Saga bouncing around on point. Sombra now in, and it's going to be Saga now falling here. Telm shouts on the point, pushing hard onto Wrath. Wrath taken down as well, and it's all over but the crying for Amnesia. And that's going to be Fleet Angels taking map 1.
Yeah, and great work there in that last fight from Velzen and from Charybdis, following up on Telm's Queen ult. That was crucial. Telm had the second ult, which you don't always want as the Junker Queen. You're going to get antied up by the other Queen ult, and then you're not going to get the healing benefits from yours. But it hit so many people that the healing benefit, or the anti-nade on Telm, didn't matter. Velzen and Charybdis just clutched up. They finished off everybody that Telm hit with the Queen ult, and that was all they needed. Fleet Angels just needed to survive, let their DPS do the work, and it worked out in that last fight.
Yeah, Fleet Angels seem to stabilize out fights a little bit better so far. Like, these Junker Queen fights can be very, very swingy, and it oftentimes could just come down to dictating your tempo. It just seemed like Fleet Angels did a little bit better of job with that. Oh, no, you caught that on replay too? That's just mean-spirited. That's just mean-spirited. I mean, they won the next fight, but it's still just mean-spirited. No, but that being said, like, it just felt like Fleet Angels a lot of the time, especially in the Junker Queen mirror, were just dictating their tempo just a little bit better than Amnesia and kind of staying in control of fights. Even when they got down, they seemed to get out at the right time every single time and be able to draw those fights out a little bit longer, like you were saying, and allow their DPS and supports just kind of to take care of what needs to take care of.
Yeah, definitely. I think part of that is probably just with Fleet Angels having more experience on the composition. This is what they've been playing in their most recent match. This is what they've been playing in scrims. It's what they've been hard practicing. They've been refining their Junker Queen comp more and more and more and more. This is the first time, okay, not the first time. They pulled it out against Fleet Angels in their previous matchup, but this is the first time in Champ Bracket that Amnesia has pulled out Junker Queen. And they looked solid. They got 70% on Well. They got 99% on Ruins, and it looked decent, but they still couldn't win the mirror so far. And I'm interested to see what map they're going to pick next, if they're going to continue to opt into a rush mirror or try to take us somewhere where they can play dot.
You know, they might not have won that round, but they certainly, I feel like, sent a message that they absolutely can compete. And I feel like we're looking at a situation right now where Amnesia, they may not have won map 1, but they look competent and confident enough to where they could certainly push back on this. And perhaps this is an interesting move, I feel like, here, Needle. They went to King's Row.
Yeah, they might be taking the mirror. You know, they might just ego it. They might just say, we had a rough map 1. We feel like we can still play the Jungle Queen. Or they might be doing something different. In their last match, in the quarterfinals, they played Ramatra on this map. And it's very possible that they feel like they can play the Ramatra again because that's what found them success last point, right? They managed to win the Ramatra matchup versus the Junker Queen. They made Fleet Angels feel like they needed to switch off their composition. Telm went to Ramatra. They took the Ramatra mirror. They might feel like they can take the Ramatra mirror here again, or take the Ramatra to Fleet Angels and force them to switch.
And it does look like Amnesia is making one change in this one. They're subbing out Akua, and they are bringing in Donkey Kong, also Jakaru, that is, as well for them on this one. So Donkey Kong / Jakaru now hopping in for Amnesia, and Fleet Angels talked about a little bit about Jakaru coming into this. They said that if there's any one player on Amnesia that they absolutely, you know, I don't want to say fear, but they have the most respect and perhaps cautious, or practice the most caution around, it would be Jakaru. So it would be curious to see what exactly they pull out on this map, if they're going to stick with that mirror, like you said, or opt into that Ramatra. But we're loading in now to King's Row, I believe, as we speak. So we'll get an opportunity to see what these teams are rolling in just a moment. For those of you who are curious, by the way, on our other stream, Tranquility GG2, is the other semifinal. Guangzhou Gangsters now up 1-0 over the Billings Boomers there. In that one, the winner, of course, of that match will take on the winner of this match next week in the finals. So here we go now, back to King's Row, and we finally get to see what these players are putting on the table, and it looks like Amnesia is coming out potentially on the Ramatra.
Yeah, it does look like that, and it appears it's going to be a Ramatra mirror. Fleet Angels also hovering the Ramatra comp. They're on defense. Okay, Velzen stayed far for a little bit too long. Scared me a little bit there.
Scared me
Went over
just
to
a
the
little
bit.
bit.
Yeah, but here we get to see what I'm going to call the Donkey Kong effect for Amnesia. This might be the X factor for them. You talked about it in the match beforehand. Fleet Angels talked to you about it. Jakaru is the threat here on Amnesia, and he's in, and he's on the Zoe, and he's ready to take over.
Now, this could absolutely be a difference maker. You could see it just at any level of Overwatch, just how good a great Hanzo can be and how effective a great Hanzo can be at absolutely changing the momentum and the mold of fights. But here we go, the Ramatra mirror now in play between Telm and Star Platinum as these two tanks take each other on. But it's an equal mirror as well, really across the board here, as Horus is going to be answering onto Donkey Kong here. Horus, no slouch on the snipers. We've seen Horus take 2 Widowmaker 1v1 championships in both Season 2 of Tranquility and also in Season 10. So by no means is Jakaru facing a slouch on the snipers, but it's going to be Wrath here, finding the first pick onto Velzen, winning the main mirror to start. A lot of pressure on Telm, who is going to be taken down. And there goes Horus. Did get a pick on the Saga, the danger of Hanzo right there. But it doesn't matter. It's going to be an Amnesia. 0.8 take with 3 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, and that's really brutal there. I'm not sure what happened to Fleet Angels and why they weren't holding Statue there. So you can see, when you have to hold the backup point, when you're holding Hotel, you just give all the angles in the world to Amnesia. Donkey Kong is 30% closer to his ult than Horus. Okay, well, there he goes. Horus takes him down. But the Hanzo on first point can just take whatever high ground he wants if you don't play Statue there. And, I mean, that's just how Amnesia won the fight. They just took all the angles they needed.
Horus going to be forced down off of the high ground there quickly. And here goes again, going into that very dangerous choke point right now and pushing through is Amnesia. Star Platinum going into that Nemesis form, getting the punching going right now onto Telm. Here comes the amplification matrix now from Smarties to try to apply as much pressure as possible to Amnesia. No answer yet. Here comes Wrath now with a big blizzard, and it's a very effective one, freezing out Telm, who's going to be kept afloat here. But here comes the ultimate now as Telm is going to pop the ultimate, but we see several ultimates now coming out as the Dragon Strike is in from Horus, and that is going to somehow, despite it all, be a fight win for Fleet Angels.
Yeah, a little surprising there, but still decent for Amnesia, right? Fleet Angels won't be able to hold this really close choke anymore because they lost a few of their players. They're still playing a little forward here, and Amnesia looking to aggress, maybe with their Dragon Strike. But as we can see, Vegas stuck in the back, taxiing their man.
And there is the Dragon Strike in. It's going to put a lot of pressure. You see Star is pushing it on its helm, taken very low. We see a sound barrier now from Vegas, as it looks like the turnaround now is on here from Fleet Angels, as they're pushing back Amnesia. Wall being popped in by Wrath to try to hold this one off. Sound barrier now, and here comes the aggression from Amnesia as they push in rapidly here, but Star is very low, and they're going to be able to stay alive just a little bit right now. And we see that right now this brawl is just kind of going both directions, with both teams taking pot shots at each other with ultimates, but nobody really able to take advantage yet. As I say that, of course, there's the pick, the dangerous Hanzo, as we've highlighted before, and Vegas is going to be taken down.
Yeah, and the trading out a little bit, but no, Amnesia are going to be comfortably taking this one, and the ebb and flow that these teams are exhibiting is really, really impressive. This is what top Trans Tier looks like. These teams are in the top 4 for a reason. They're both doing a great job of kiting when they're at a disadvantage and pushing in when they have an advantage. Speaking of advantages, this fight, Fleet Angels have a fairly big one. They have the Ramatra ult online, 10% ahead, and they have the window 90% ahead. So Fleet Angels have all the tools to stabilize here and stave off a little bit of this aggression from Amnesia.
If Fleet Angels can get aggressive early here, they should be able to take this fight. Star Platinum now does have their own Annihilation in hand, so that is going to be negated out here just a little bit, with both now having it in hand. Here comes that big Dragon Strike at an off angle from Donkey Kong, but it's not enough to really get that fight going in their favor. Vegas very low, but that's really the only person who's taken low. We see the Blizzard going to be invested from Wrath as well. Dragon Strike from Horus too. And we see now Annihilation as well from Star Platinum as they push Telm, who also popped their Annihilation. That's another fight win for Amnesia with a few kills there for Donkey Kong.
Yeah, and Telm felt the need to use Annihilation just to save himself, but it wasn't enough. He was frozen up by the Blizzard. The Annihilation extra HP didn't save him. But Amnesia, they used a lot of their ultimates there. Velzen has the Blizzard to re-engage. Amnesia, they're going to have to play slow, and they lose their Hanzo. They're going to have to run all the way out.
Here we go now. Blizzard is going to be used by Horus. That's going to be a lamp in. We see Luca. Oh, Velzen almost fumbled the bag a little bit there on Luca, but it doesn't really matter. It's going to be a Blizzard and a fight win for Fleet Angels, with that one being taken down there with just one ultimate invested. So good work there, Fleeting.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not even sure if they needed that Blizzard, but with Horus getting traded out in the mid-fight, pretty safe to use it there. And Amnesia, they don't have any tools except for their window going into this fight, but Fleet Angels, they've done such a... Oh, bye-bye Saga. Fleet Angels have done such a great job of kiting the aggression from Amnesia so far. I don't think this window's going to be able to do much for them. And the time is just draining away here. With Fleet Angels just finding those stagger kills, Amnesia, they had 4.5 minutes going to this point, already down 2 of them.
Now they're staring at double support ultimates here from Fleet Angels. Amnesia coming up on that Blizzard, though, fairly quickly here. That could be a difference maker coming in this upcoming fight with that Blizzard. Amplification Matrix used by Smarties to apply as much pressure as possible to Amnesia, but Amnesia going to be able to LOS out that window and stop that from having any impact. So Amnesia going to look to re-engage here with multiple ultimates in hand. Horus getting up to an off angle, trying to find a little pick off there, throwing some logs at Amnesia. Dragon Strike completely missing, unfortunately. And there goes Luca going in onto the back line. Smarty's taken down with that one. I'm sorry, Star Platinum jumping in there. Pardon me, not Luca. Luca did get the kill, however. Telm finding Wrath. And here we go. Amnesia going in hard with Star Platinum popping the Annihilation as that cart quickly nears point C. Star Platinum's Annihilation finds yet another here, throwing fists in that Nemesis form is Star Platinum, and it's going to be Amnesia with 1 minute and 38 seconds on the clock with a great final fight there.
Yeah, I've been highlighting Fleet Angels' ability to kite. Both of these teams doing a great job with the ebb and flow, going in and out of fights. But that was a really poor disengage from them in that last fight. Horus missing the dragon, and then Smarties getting caught by Luca, who's using their window. And Smarties gets taken down, and there's nothing Fleet Angels could have done at that point. with no BAP, there's no chance that they can live through a Ram ult and a Mei ult that came out of Amnesia there, and it was just over. And Amnesia, they cap with over a minute. They couldn't take it to Fleet Angels in the Junker Queen mirror, but they certainly have been taking it to them in the Thermometer mirror so far.
Absolutely good showing there from Amnesia. Minute 38 on the clock for them as they continue on in this best of 7 first to 4 matchup. In this one, we might be in for a long night tonight, Needle, the way it's seeming to come out to be right now. But nonetheless, Amnesia looking strong here, and Fleet Angels gonna have the full pull to take this thing to some overtime Overwatch. We see mirror compositions again, both teams coming out the same.
Yeah, we do. I'm interested to see if Amnesia holds statue here. I feel like holding statue, especially in the Ramatra mirror, is so important. You want to have that forward space. You want to have your Hanzo established on the high ground, if he can be. You want to have the angles, and you can't let Fleet Angels have them. And I'm looking to Amnesia to hold the space as well as they can on their defense.
Absolutely. Here we go now with this attack from Fleet Angels. Desperately needing to push this thing all the way to the end to prolong this out, keep their perfect max streak alive in this playoffs right now. Sparty's going to be putting some pressure in onto Amnesia here. Donkey Kong getting some high ground, trying to answer back here. The Hanzo duel is just a big one to watch here. And it's going to be Horus coming out on top first with all that Storm Arrow onto Star Platinum. And that is just a very, very quick point A for Fleet Angels.
Yeah, and that's some of the momentum Fleet Angels need if they want to start turning this map around. I'm not sure why Amnesia weren't holding statue, though. They immediately gave up the entire map, had to use Maywall, Lamp, and Ramatra form defensively, and that wasn't enough. They don't have the tools to sustain anymore after that. And Fleet Angels punished it correctly, and they did a good job, and Telm is 50% ahead on Ramatra ult to start Platinum, looking to use it here in this fight early, most likely.
More than likely, you have to figure that Ramatra will come out very early with Fleet Angels trying to build some momentum through this archway. But Amnesia does have that that amplification matrix coming up fairly quickly. Telm is going to apply a bunch of pressure going into the Nemesis form, pops the ultimate here. No ultimates to answer from Amnesia. I spoke too soon. There comes Luca with the amplification matrix, but it doesn't look like it's going to quite be enough. So much damage coming through Fleet Angels right now from Telm. It looks like they're going to be able to wait that out, but here comes Horus now, putting some wood into Amnesia, and that is going to be, oh, nice kill. That is going to be a fight win for Fleet Angels as they continue through the streets, 4 minutes and 45 seconds.
Yeah, and Telm finding the perfect opportunity to use his ult there. Amnesia were not ready for that. They weren't expecting Telm to have Ram ult. They all stack in alleyway, and Telm's like, 4 people? Okay. And his ult lasted probably at least 10 seconds, maybe longer, just chipping at Amnesia the whole time. There was nothing they could do about it.
Absolutely. Here we go now with the application matrix from Smarties here to apply pressure on this engagement from Amnesia. So, and it's going to be Horus taking down Donkey Kong early. Velzen going to pop the Blizzard here as well. That's a ton of damage now being put into Amnesia. Star Platinum to be dropped in the middle of that annihilation. And what an answer from Fleet Angels. They needed a big attack, and so far, so good with 5 minutes and 30 seconds on that bank.
Yeah, it's looking great for them. And one thing that's also great for them is that Wrath does not have Blizzard yet. Blizzard is this ultimate that's great in these Ramatra mirrors. It can really just completely win fights for you, but Wrath is still 20% away. If Fleet Angels manage to take a fast fight win here, and a kill on Donkey Kong, and a kill on Luca certainly helps, Fleet Angels might cap with 5 minutes.
Here we go, next fight, Fleet Angels with a huge fight win, but Saga with the 2K on the supports. That's actually pretty massive here, Needle, because that's going to slow down Fleet Angels. They can't continue the aggression.
Yeah, they can't continue the aggression, and Wrath has the Blizzard online now. This is likely where we see the snowball stop for Fleet Angels. But Telm is approaching another Ramatra ult, his second of the map. Amnesia, they might not be expecting it again.
Yeah, Telm is building them up so quickly right now, but Telm is very low. Saga's going to pop the sound barrier so Amnesia can continue to stay aggressive, and they do. But the answer now from Fleet Angels is they stabilize out, but it's going to be Velzen who gets taken down here as that Ramatra ult is still being put into play here from Telm. A couple of kills coming in now for Fleet Angels, and Amnesia continues to fall, and that's going to be Fleet Angels here, and it looks like they're in position to finish this one off with a crazy time bank.
Yeah, it certainly does. Horus with the Dragon Strike, Smarties with the window as well. They have all the tools to keep Amnesia off the point, but Donkey Kong still trying to touch it up. Star Platinum coming back in very close to his ultimate, and he finds Horus, but he's dead!
Oh, that was a big loss right there. Star Platinum being out of this fight. Genji now in from Rap, popping over to the Shimada brother, changing it up just a little bit here. The Shimada bros very much in play from Amnesia today, but it looks like it's going to be an Amnesia stabilization. That was a really interesting, because it looked like Fleet Angels were trying to keep 2 on the cart, but for some reason Horus tried to, I don't know what he was doing there. I don't know if you saw that as well. It looked like he was trying to box somebody.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what was going on there. A little bit of a fumble from the Fleet Angels, but they have some tools to reaggress here. It's definitely not over. Donkey Kong is on the Widowmaker and finds Bells and finds 2! Is that Fleta?
Great. Donkey Kong coming out of spawn on the Widowmaker. Huge pick for Amnesia. We talked about how freaked out they were about the about Jakaru, about that hit scan potential, and that was firmly put in play. The Donkey Maker is dominant right now.
Yeah, and I'm surprised that he's sticking it here, but I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. It's a lot harder for Horus to play into. Horus usually wants to take the high ground above you, but Donkey Kong can just surprise peek and find Horus there whenever he wants.
You see the Blizzard put into play from Velzen, and you see the snipers just, Donkey just putting so much pressure up, but it's going to be Vegas finding the first kill on the Star Platinum. No tank now for Amnesia, and it's going to be tough now for them to answer back. They're going to need another crazy pop-off from Donkey Kong in order to get back into this, but it just doesn't look like it's going to happen as Helm comes back in, but here comes the Annihilation on point from Star Platinum. Going to be able to stabilize just for a brief moment, but it doesn't matter. That's 2 minutes and 11 seconds, a small time bank advantage, but a very strong attack there from Fleet Angel.
Yeah, and 2 major mistakes coming out there from Amnesia. Star Platinum died with Annihilation online. The May of Amnesia also died with Blizzard online. They died before they could use their ults, and those were the ults they needed to win the fight. Star Platinum came back with the Ram ult, but it was just them at that point, and it's just too little too late. That was a fight that Amnesia probably should have won. Despite Vegas finding the opening pick on the Saga, Amnesia probably should have kept holding there, but it falls apart. And we're back to first point here. And I emphasized it before, I'm going to emphasize it again. I really want these teams to hold statue, Yeti. I'm not sure why they aren't, and they're giving the entire map to the enemy team, and both teams have lost first fight. Both defending teams have lost first fight instantly because they have given the entire map to the attacking team. So I'm hoping Fleet Angels hold statue here so that I can stop pulling my hair out.
Will somebody please hold statue for Needle? That is the question we're all wondering, and I'll answer it. I'll need to answer right now. By the way, Map 2 completed on our other stream tonight. Guangzhou taking on Billings Boomers in the other semifinals. That's tied at 1 now, 1-1 over there. So we could be staring at a couple of ties here after this map. But Amnesia now needing to come up big. They have a small time disadvantage, but the mirror is back in play, and here we go yet again. Amnesia not afraid to challenge Fleet Angels in the mirror match, feeling very confident about the composition here. Telm answering with the Ramatra very nicely so far in this great tank duel we've seen between both these tanks. Really, it's been a fantastic duel to watch these two on Ramatra, both playing fantastic.
Yeah, and the early lamp forced from Smarties, the Fleet Angels, they don't have that tool in their kit anymore. But Amnesia, they're going to have to back out. They're going to have to stabilize. They made a really aggressive rotation through Hotel, which means they have no high ground control. Horus is just sitting up there free shooting.
Horus with the ability to put down so much damage, and Amnesia all very, very low in that fight and taken down. That's a team kill. There's the horn right there for Fleet Angels as they will hold on to this point so far. Only 45 seconds left. Great first fight.
Yeah, and I don't agree with Amnesia's decision there to try and rotate through Hotel. There's just nothing you can do about it. You have to leave Donkey Kong on the off angle so that somebody can contest Horus, because he was just sitting up there for free. But
speaking of contesting Horus,
we call this the merry-go-round. Donkey Kong going over to the Widow again.
Shouting back to our boy Lane Surefour Roberts coming up from the Guangzhou Gangsters, but it doesn't matter because Horus, the Season 2 and Season 10 Widowmaker 1v1 champion, is going to find Luca first. But here comes Star Platinum answering in that Nemesis form, finding a couple throwing hands with Fleet Angels, and it's going to be Amnesia clutching out point A, it looks like, but a couple kills coming through late here. Vegas going to be rocking around the point just a little bit as the first tick goes through. You see very low on point right now with Star Platinum, and Donkey Kong gets taken down. Horus, again, unchecked now, is going to have a hard time, or Amnesia's going to have a hard time dealing with that, with the Hanzo right now. And here comes the amplification matrix now from Luca, and Tellum now on the point with Annihilation in play. Horus took down Saga, and now another amplification matrix in from Smarties, and it's going to be a great answer back from Fleet Angels, and they will hold on to this point with only 78% to Amnesia.
Yeah, and what hero plays coming out there from Vegas and Horus. Two crucial picks that allow Fleet Angels to come in there with the recontest, only giving away 2 ticks, still holding it down on first point. Absolutely amazing clutch play there from the Fleet Angels. And now the victory is in their sights. They have their win condition. They only need two and a little bit ticks to win this map and go up 2-0 in the series on Amnesia's map pick. The Ramatra mirror, it looked great for Amnesia at first. They win it on Ilios, they capped with 1.5 minutes, but Fleet Angels, they've been bringing it back to them. 2 minutes to get just a little bit over 2 ticks. It's very, very doable.
Absolutely. It is an absolutely doable hold right here for Amnesia. Fleet Angels has a bit of advantage right now. That time bank is big. They really have to find an answer for Horus right now. And it seems like Horus is winning the Hanzo duel right now with Donkey Kong. I kind of was hoping maybe to see a little bit of a change up there from Amnesia, trying to maybe take advantage of some of the hit scan prowess from Jakaru, but we're not seeing that in play here. They're going to stick with the Hanzo, which in reality, Hanzo is probably one of their strongest heroes, so I really don't blame them doing that. But I was wondering if maybe they were going to try to throw a wrinkle into this a little bit, catch Fleet Angels off guard perhaps. Here we go now. Horus set up on the high ground, looking over point A, only 78.4% needed for Fleet Angels to claim the second map point here today. Star Platinum going to be taking a couple arrows to the face, but staying alive so far. And we watch this Hanzo duel, and Donkey Kong answers back onto Horus, who's not able to do anything there. And now it's just Donkey Kong who's going to go unanswered on this high ground. And that is a great, great first fight for Amnesia.
Yeah, and this is what happens when you hold statue, Yeti. You keep your core on statue and your Hanzo on high ground. Bang! There goes Horus. Donkey Kong sitting up there on the high ground, just chilling, sipping on a martini. He's doing whatever he wants to Horus and the rest of his team. 50% ahead on the Dragon Strike, and that could end up being a crucial ultimate here as the fight plays out.
Vegas got very low there, barely kept alive there somehow through all that damage. And right now, keeping a close eye on Amplification Matrix here from Luca. That's going to be the big ultimate to watch. See if they can charge that up into this fight before it really gets going. The aggression now in from Fleet Angels. Telm very close to that Annihilation. We see Lamp already used from Luca here, so Lamp advantage now in the favor of Fleet Angels, but that doesn't matter, as it's going to be Fleet Angels taking the first deaths here with Wrath picking off Telm. No tank now for Fleet Angels. Exit pick onto Star Platinum, though, and that's actually a couple huge picks for Velzen, finding Saga as well, getting caught out. Amnesia now going to have to get a soft reset in and try to stabilize, but Fleet Angels suddenly with a huge advantage.
Yeah, huge advantage. And one key ultimate here, Velzen is 84% to the Blizzard. If they Blizzard the point, they can just lock it up.
Oh, a great Dragon Strike, though, is going to take a couple Fleet Angels extremely low. Wrath gets dropped, though, by Smarties. The Blizzard is in from Wrath as well. And Donkey Kong is going to find Telm, so now no tank for the Fleet Angels. The kills continue to be traded through with Donkey Kong, really one of the last hopes right now for Amnesia. On the point, trying to fight 3, finds a third, and not able to stay alive any longer is Donkey Kong. The reinforcements now coming back into play. Saga dies on the point there. We see Wrath now in on the Tracer, going to be taken down by Horus, who pops the Dragon Strike through. Doomfist now in from Star Platinum, trying to stay alive as long as they can on the point, but Doomfist just not able to cut it, and that's going to be a point take there for Fleet Angels as they go up 2-0 in this match.
Yeah, an absolutely ridiculous 2 kills there from Velzen to lead Fleet Angels to have this little snowball going. I'm not sure how that happened, Yeti. It's pretty heinous. Amnesia were cleaning up the fight so well. They were winning that fight pretty dominantly off of a great window from Luca. You were highlighting it. The window was crucial for Amnesia there.
Got caught.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, they caught Fleet Angels unawares, and then Velzen caught Amnesia unawares and killed 2, and the ult fight just went in favor of Fleet Angels after that. They had the closer spawn, and the stall was good. Wow.
Gotta wonder if maybe they just got a little bloodthirsty. They saw maybe another target to kill, and they got greedy, and with that spawn advantage, you could just cost you the entire map if you get greedy there. That's just a brutal situation for Amnesia, but Fleet Angels able to take that one just barely up against Amnesia, who is very, very game in this matchup so far. It's been a really good one, Needle. I know Fleet Angels is up 2-0, but Amnesia has looked every bit the part we expect of a team at this point, who's just absolutely taking it to Fleet Angels at times throughout the night. This is by no means over yet, despite the 2-0 depths.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, both maps were within 1 fight going the other way, and we're looking at an Amnesia 2-0. So this is a very, very, very close match, and Amnesia yet again have the map pick, which is crucial for them here. Last time they went to go for a Ramatra map, they went to King's Row, they picked Ramatra, and it went decently well. You know, they were just a hair away from winning. I'm interested to see if they're going to go to a different map. They could go to a more poke-oriented map, they could go to another Ramatra map, but I think whatever they do, they should not pick a map where Tom can play Junker Queen. They should not do that, because they said that they were going to win the mirror, but on Ilios, they didn't. It was close, but they didn't. And so I'm hoping they stray away from the Junker Queen maps, maybe go a little bit more pokey, or maybe just stay on the Ramatra.
I mean, the Ramatra has worked for them all season. Star Platinum's looked really good on that hero, and I would expect them to honestly continue doing that. I would like to see them maybe mix in some Winston maps a little bit here coming up. We're going to Escort right now. I know Gibraltar is in the map, so that is certainly an option. I would not necessarily be surprised to see them pull out in this next matchup. But I can. We also have Junker Town, pardon me, and Shambali in this next map. So there's some good options here for the hero pools and for the hero compositions that we like to see Amnesia playing this season so far. So it looks like we are going to go to Junkertown actually for the next match.
Yeah, and that's interesting. They are switching it up again, really trying to test the flexibility of Fleet Angels here. They said, okay, we'll take you in the Junker Queen mirror, we'll take you in the Ramatra mirror. Oh, we won the Ramatra mirror, let's take you to the Ramatra map. Oh, we barely lost the Ramatra map, let's take you to the Sigma map. And you would imagine they play Sigma here. Amnesia, they played Sigma in their quarterfinals match, their previous match before this one, and Greninja is coming in, who I believe plays Sigma for them. So I'm expecting to see most likely a Sigma mirror here.
It would not surprise me in the least to see that. I would expect it from both these teams. We do see one change in from Amnesia. They're going to be bringing in Akua for Wrath. I'm sorry, Akua and Donkey Kong now in for Amnesia. So a little bit of a change up here to bring in Jakaru. And then now we also, I don't believe we have any subs as of yet for Fleet Angels in this one, other than Greninja in for Star Platinum. So Fleet Angels has both Velzen and Horus and also Charybdis, so a very, very strong DPS core. Horus, obviously the Widowmaker 1v1 champion. You got to figure maybe Widowmaker is going to come into play in this upcoming matchup, Junker Queen or Junker Town being one of the predominant Widowmaker maps, especially Point A. Could we see perhaps a Widowmaker duel between Jakaru and Horus? It seems distinctly possible in this matchup.
Yeah, that's definitely what I'm expecting heading into this map. I think most trans-tier teams stick to the traditional meta comp that we've seen on Junkertown and Havana, where, well, Havana a little less so because of spawn camping, but Junkertown, usually teams just play Sigma, Widow, Hanzo, Zenfap. That's what I'm expecting both teams to roll out on here, which would mean a really, really awesome Widow matchup to watch, and I really, really hope that's what it turns out to be. But I believe Amnesia, in their most recent match, did spawn hold on this map against the team that we're playing at, whose name I can't remember, unfortunately. But I believe they did pull out Reinhardt spawn hold, so we might not see the Widow mirror.
That was a big singularity in that one. They brought out the spawn hold in that one. I mean, that would certainly be a wrinkle. We talked about maybe it would be interesting to see Amnesia bring a wrinkle to the table here, something to kind of catch Fleet Angels off guard. We've seen Fleet Angels in general has seemed to be a little bit more organized in a lot of their tempo and composition play in general. They seem to be a little bit more cohesive at times. So sometimes those wrinkles can really just kind of throw a wrench into your planning and kind of change the way you approach things and force them to make adjustments on the fly. Now, that being said, it's Sigma, but they're on attack first. So, there's still time, and maybe we revealed strategies. Who knows? Maybe it's a caster curse. Maybe we're ruining everything. Who knows? That's why we're here. We're here to have fun. We're here to ruin things. So, but that being said, Fleet Angel's now up 2-0, and the Sigma mirror is on, and we do get our Widow duel, Vijikaru versus Horus. This should be a good one.
Yeah, we do get to see it, unless Amnesia make any last-second switches. Probably not going to happen, though. And first point, Widow has a pretty big advantage on the defense here. There's so many positions Horus can come out of. Looking like he might be going for a spawn shot. Jakaru going for a spot of his own there. But, I mean, the battle of these Widows, it's going to be so crucial here. The Hanzos are important as well, but the Widows just hold so much space just by existing.
Exactly. The mere presence of these Widowmakers can be enough. That being said, Donkey Kong gonna find the first kill onto Velzen in this double sniper mirror between these two teams. Velzen already down, so we do see Fleet Angels fleeing backwards, allowing Amnesia to get some of that cart push here into the gap here between the two buildings on point A. And now Donkey Kong setting up on an off angle, trying to engage this Widow duel with Horus right now. And that's going to be a big matchup, but that's going to be Donkey Kong coming out ahead in the Widow duel here, pushing and punishing Horus. And that is going to be more than likely enough at this point, barring a pretty massive response. Now with Donkey Kong just able to free fire a headshot after headshot on the Fleet Angel.
Yeah, and all Amnesia have to do is keep a little bit of cart presence here, and they're just going to cap first, but they only keep one cart, allowing Fleet Angels to recontest, but Smarties goes down before the fight begins. Saga's traded out, Horus goes down.
It's still theoretically anybody's fight, but it doesn't seem to be the case anymore. Velzen going on a pretty big off angle, but now they are all alone, and there's a lot of big scary men around, and it's just going to be over here for Velzen. They do find a Kua on the way out, but Velzen is taken down, and Amnesia going to get that cart going. 4 minutes 55 seconds on the clock needle. A great point A.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure how Velzen got back there, but Amnesia
creativity.
Yeah, a little creative, Sometimes you just have to go for a full flank, every now and then, just to keep the enemy team on their toes.
Exactly.
But Amnesia here, they're looking to try and take some sort of high ground control. Horus goes down early again. Amnesia, they're just finding the first picks. They're snipers, they're just winning the duels. That's
a great pick there from Akua onto Horus. Now Donkey Kong getting, again, the ability to free fire right now onto Fleet Angels, sending them packing back. Smarty's going to be dropped here in the Baptiste mirror. And we see right now Donkey Kong, again, setting up on these really tight angles, trying to take advantage of any head that they see being taken down right now. But it's honestly Horus now with the answer, finds two. Horus getting repositioned here, sets up behind sign, body shot onto Saga, looking for another one. Looking for that Baptiste. Are we going to see another click to the head here from Horus? We do not. This time, Grid Ninja going to be pushing back Velzen there. Again, the kills just kind of trading out right now, but they seem to be slightly favoring Amnesia. But we see the ult now used from Telm onto the high ground here, but it's going to be all for naught as Akua pops the Dragon Strike, catching Horus. And now Donkey Kong going in. It's going to be a pause.
Yeah, and the pause, a little brutal there, but Fleet Angels, they're already pretty much out of this fight. Transcendence or no Transcendence from Vegas. Amnesia are up 5-3 in this fight. If this goes the other way, I mean, there should be no way. We're probably looking at a second point cap here for Amnesia, and they've just been in the driver's seat the whole time. Both Donkey Kong and Akua are just taking over. They're finding the first kills, and when you find one kill, that's all you need to get some momentum going. And it looks like we're going to be going back into the game here. Things have played out a little bit. The Transcendence is over, and Donkey Kong's under some pressure. Maybe Fleet Angels can win this? No, probably not.
More than likely not. Telm is out of the fight. Velzen now the last hope here, but point B is going to get taken as Velzen's taken down, and now Amnesia going to continue the aggression here. 4 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock. A crazy time bank right now for Amnesia.
It certainly is, and Fleet Angels are switching it up. They think, we can't take the Sigma Mirror, it's not going to work. and they've decided to go Wrecking Ball and Tracer, as well as Kiriko Horus with one. Great kill from him, but he gets traded out. And some kills just going back and forth. But, bye, Telm.
I questioned Telm on that one. I don't think that was the play, but nonetheless, it happened, and here we are. So, Akua right now on this Hanzo. You know, we talked about the Widow matchup, but it seems like Akua has kind of been the dominant sniper on the field. I think they've taken out Horus at least 3 or 4 times so far in this match.
Yeah, I mean, it certainly feels like it. Early lamp there forced from Luca from the pile drive. I'm not sure if he needed to use that, but Amnesia are chilling regardless. Vegas goes down to Donkey Kong. Another crucial first pick. I'm not sure if Fleet Angels have gotten a first pick in any of the fights so far yet.
It certainly does not feel like it. It seems like Velzen now is in great danger on this point. Greninja taken very low, but no finish under Greninja. 10 HP, 1 melee strike away from death, but Horus now finding the kill onto Akua. And the snipers, again, are kind of the dominant presence on the field for both these teams. We see Transcendence now being used from Saga to try to stabilize out for Amnesia, but it doesn't matter. You take that headshot, it doesn't matter how much healing you're going to be putting out. It's just over. We see Horus taking down Donkey Kong, and Velzen finishing off Luca there with the Pulse Bomb. You see, no Amplification Matrix. No, actually, did Luca use Amplification Matrix there?
At some point, I'm not exactly sure
I don't know when they used it, but it did work. Whatever it was maybe not the right choice there from Luca. And now no support ultimates in hand. There's a bunch of ultimates coming up for Fleet Angels too.
Yeah, and Fleet Angels, I kind of wonder if they made this composition off of the pause. I wonder if Smugs told them to switch it up, told them to go to this dive, because, I mean, it's worked for one fight. They've won a fight. That's definitely progress, and they have some tools to hold it down here. But Saga went over to the Brig immediately. Seeing the dive, no Transcendence online. It's going to get isolated here, though, by the minefield, in big danger.
Oh, what a shot there from Horus onto Luca. The minefield was big from Telm, but it doesn't seem to matter right now. Fleet Angels doing everything with the power of those DPS. Velzen over on the Tracer now, making a huge difference here. Ball slamming on the high ground, forcing Akua back, but it doesn't matter. He can't find any healing there, and it's going to be Telm finishing off Akua. The Wrecking Ball now very much causing problems here for the Amnesia DPS. Telm now applying a ton of pressure on a Greninja, who's getting an absolutely brutal stagger from Fleet Angels, and my oh my, that 4-minute 30-second time bank has really shrunk up.
Yeah, it has, and we get to see Amnesia making more switches to adapt here. They're going to, I believe they just gave up Flux to go to D.Va. I mean, Flux, not really a high-value ultimate into what Fleet Angels is playing, so I don't hate it, but this is going to be Amnesia's comp that they play to counter dive, I suppose. They don't have any ults online, and they only have like a minute to build them up. So I'm looking at Vegas to use the Kitsune early and to get a snowball going, but who needs ultimates when you have a Widowmaker?
All right, here we go. Horus with another pick onto Akua, of course. And that's Velzen now with this Pulse Bomb in hand, looking to get it onto a target. But it's going to be Greninja finishing off Horus now. The D.Va switch could be big to neutralize out Horus a little bit here. Tracer play now a big premium, but Smarty's going to take down Luca here. So now one support down for Amnesia. And this time bank that was so huge and Amnesia so firmly in control, it just all appears to be for nothing. And a huge Kitsune rush coming in now from Vegas to keep Telm alive. And that was kind of a selfish Kitsune rush, but it paid off, and they kept Telm alive, and they enabled them to finish off Akua. That was a really good support play there.
Yeah, it was pretty decent, but Amnesia, they're looking to stabilize here. Donkey Kong with one,
Ooh,
Saga with the rally. Greninja has the bomb online as well. Saga's going balls to the wall. Horus is down.
Saga going in there right now on the Brigida. The rectangle lady is in play, but it's going to be Smarty. He's going to be caught and just barely going to be able to get back to the safety of the spawn room. That card inching ever so close to the end here with Greninja with that self-destruct in hand is going to be able to clear off the point in just a second. But it's going to be Smarty's the first to fall with the Amplification Matrix in. Pulse Bomb in on a Telm who's very low, just barely hanging on, but now will be taken down. Pulse Bomb in on a Donkey Kong sliding away, but gets taken out. And that is going to be a 0.3 take. Amnesia had a huge time bank, and it all dissolved to nothing, but they still get that third point needle. And, you know, it's got to be a little bit bittersweet, perhaps, from Amnesia.
Yeah, definitely a little bittersweet, but after how third point was going, once Fleet Angel switched to dive, if I'm on Amnesia, I'm happy to have capped there. I mean, it was looking really rough. They switched virtually their entire composition when they only had a minute and a half left on the time bank, and they still managed to eke out a cap. I mean, they had 4 minutes, and Fleet Angels did a good job wearing it down, but good on Amnesia to actually get the cap going there. And now we get to see their defense, and they are doing it, Yeti. They are going Reinhardt. They're going to spawn camp them.
They're going to spawn camp. We thought this might happen. We'll see how Fleet Angels respond. If they're aware or what's going on, not clear as of yet. But here we go, nonetheless. And this could be big right now from Amnesia with the big change up here. And the crouch walk is on. Everybody very quiet. Quiet. Up. Very. There's only 10 seconds left. And then there's going to be absolute chaos, Needle. 10 seconds. And there's going to be chaos on this point. It could be, it's going to be tough. What's going to happen here? He lines up the shot. He goes in. And here we go. The match is on with Amnesia now at the point. And do we see any changes from Fleet Angels? We do immediately. Tell them swapping over to the Ramatra right there. But the snipers are going to stay in play from Fleet Angels. They're going to stay on these snipers to try to get some distance and angles and apply pressure to this. But here comes the core of Amnesia as they're going to immediately swing in onto Fleet Angels and apply a ton of pressure. Smarty's going to take down Luca's lamp, so no immortality field now for Amnesia. And that could be big as Telm starts swinging the fists and throwing hands in there and taking down Luca. But the kills right now are trading out. The trades will slowly but surely favor the Fleet Angels. But what a great response there from Amnesia. They're going to be able to pull more time off this clock.
Yeah, and even with only 3 members here, they're not going to back out because they really can't. So they're just going to stall the cart a little bit longer. We're going to reach a minute here, but there's nothing that Amnesia can really do to live here. I mean, Akua's doing their best, but they're going to get taken down out of the ice block. Donkey Kong down as well. I'm not sure why the members coming back from spawn of Amnesia are going in, but they are. And we're going to see some cart progress here for the Fleet Angels. Finally, decent spawn hold from Amnesia, though. And the Widowmaker is coming out for Donkey Kong.
The Widowmaker now in play here for Donkey Kong. So a little bit of a change, but Amnesia sticking with the Reinhardt here. All things considered, we're going to be brawling this time. And a pause. And a pause.
Huh? Pretty crucial timing for the pause there. The last pause on this map, not that crucial timing. The fight was kind of already over. But Amnesia are in the midst of engaging right now through a flank through Mega. So if you're the Fleet Angels, you got to be pretty happy with that pause timing. Not sure who called it, obviously. But now you have a lot of time to prepare for what Amnesia's doing.
They now have a very interesting situation at hand. I'm not really sure what happened. Somebody disconnected or what exactly is going on. But we're going to find out, I have a feeling here, depending on how long this takes. But that being said, just really quick as a reminder, we have a B stream now. We're streaming both semifinals games tonight, everybody. Tranquility GG2 is the channel. You can hit ! stream in the chat here. That match is in halftime with the Billings Boomers, the number 4 seed, up 2-1 over the Guangzhou Gangsters, who are the number 1 seed. So a little bit of an upset potential in there. I mean, Needle, not to hype up the other game too much, but you did talk about how you felt like a Billings Boomer upset was distinctly possible here tonight.
Yeah, I did talk about it a little bit before we went on broadcast. Just, you know, just chilling, just talking about it. I'm like, yeah, I don't think Guangzhou Gangsters are going to win. But heading back into the action, we're here. We're here. The engage is happening for Amnesia, and Donkey Kong finds the initial pick.
And a big pick off there for Donkey Kong on that, and that is going to set up here Amnesia now, and another pick onto Smarty. So Smarty's dropped as well, but Telm gonna pop the Annihilation here, and that is going to stabilize out Fleet Angels beautifully here on this. They're throwing fists now on the point, taking down Saga. Great play there from Telm to kind of set that thing up. That was really all just fantastic play from Telm, kind of securing that point.
Yeah, and Vegas with absolutely no respect for Donkey Kong there, going in and taking the 1v1 on the cleanup. But Amnesia have a re-engage, and they have a lot of tools for it. They have the beat and the window. Oh, Greninja gets walled, but he manages to touch.
Oh, what a big, barely touch there. And it's going to be Vegas went in deep on a Donkey Kong, took them out of the fight, but it just didn't quite matter that Vegas was killed after that, because it's just a pure Fleet Angels point win there.
Yeah, and Amnesia not using any of their tools to re-engage. They're opting just to take the loss after Velzen uses the Blizzard there. There's nothing you can really do if you're Amnesia there. Engaging into the Blizzard, it's so difficult. They just got caught up and the fight was already over. But they have some tools to stabilize here. We're probably not going to see what we saw on attack from Amnesia, where they just capped with a whole bunch of time going into third. Amnesia have some tools to stave off the aggression, but I'm interested to see how they're going to get Donkey Kong in a position to succeed. Oh, he doesn't need one.
That helps. Finding an early kill onto the Baptiste is absolutely going to help Amnesia's situation. Why not kill Horus, too, while you're at it, Donkey Kong? That would be just fine if for the Amnesia fans in the lobby here. That is going to be a fight win here. They did end up using 3 ultimates, though. That might be bad.
Yeah, considering that their Widowmaker killed 2 people, not sure why they used all 3 of those ults, but I mean, this is the wrinkle that we were talking about that Amnesia needed to have in order to win these mirror matchups. They're playing the Ramatra mirror, but Donkey Kong is on the Widow and they're finding a lot of value on it. But I mean, ults are no match for Widowmaker. Smarty's going in with the window, gonna get Fleet Angel some space, but that's about it.
Yeah, space be damned here for that Widowmaker. I think they'll give as much space as you want. It's going to be Horus, though, taking as much space as he wants right now from that high ground, completely unchecked. Finally going to be able to get some damage in is Donkey Kong, but it's just too late. Donkey Kong got completely zoned out there, and it definitely paid off. One of the ways to deal with that Widowmaker comp is just to rush the rest of the team, and Fleet Angels basically just did that.
Yeah, and very good play from them, winning that fight with only the early window that really didn't get much for them. Who needs ultimates when Horus just kills 2 people? But Amnesia, they have tools to re-engage, they have Greninja, likely going to be looking for the Annihilation here, but it's going to be tough to be able to find Fleet Angels who are on the high ground everywhere, and 2 members of Amnesia go down before you can pop it.
Wow, that's brutal right there for Amnesia. No Annihilation to stabilize this point. It's going to be a fight win for Fleet Angels. They're going to push this through. They're going to have about 3 minutes and 15 seconds left on the clock. Great fight there from Fleet Angels. And look at the bank of ultimates they have. They are strictly suffering from success right now.
Yeah, and the snowball looks like it's going to be turning into an avalanche here. As Amnesia, they're not opting to do what Fleet Angels did. Switch up their comp to something that beats what Fleet Angels is playing and try to catch them off guard, force them to switch. They have no opportunity to do that. They're too invested in this comp.
Here we go, Velzen with another kill. We see Annihilation now from Greninja trying to get Amnesia back into this and stem the tide of Fleet Angels. Vegas going to counter out that with the sound barrier here, but it's not going to make a difference. Greninja able to get some kills there before going down. We see Donkey back again on the Widowmaker here, just trying to find some picks, trying to, again, stem that negative tide right now for Amnesia, but everything is just going the way of Fleet Angels, and they still hold 4 ultimates.
Yeah, I mean, that was amazing ult discipline. Greninja comes out with the Annihilation, but Fleet Angels are like, we're just chilling. We're just going to use Sound Barrier, we're going to live, and we're going to win. And they have the Blizzard online. It's going to be the battle of the Blizzards here. Both Blizzards so effective in this mirror matchup with the Ramatra.
We see both amplification matrices being used here, and it's going to be Akua, though, with that Blizzard finishing off Telm and Smarties. Horus is going to take down Greninja, so it's still anybody's fight if Horus can find more picks. But that being said, it's going to be Akua here on the May, taking care of business with Velzen. Horus just trying to get some picks maybe on the exit here, but it's not going to matter. And it's going to be Amnesia holding on to this one with a minute 38 still left on the clock. Amnesia now looking at potentially holding on here just barely against the Fleet Angels.
Yeah, I mean, they certainly want to, but they had to use a few of their ultimates. The Fleet Angels, I was talking about their ult discipline, but they used 3 ults in that last fight, but they're going for an aggro play here, likely with Velzen's Blizzard, but he can't Blizzard Amnesia if they're just sitting on the high ground.
Yeah, that's not going to work right now. Look at the angles that Amnesia is holding. Great setup here, great positioning, but we do see the Blizzard now in play as Vegas is very much giving Donkey Kong a problem as right now is Vegas, but it's going to be Saga taking down Telm, and that's just Amnesia taking control of the card here and pushing back Fleet Angels.
Yeah, and the Blizzard there, Yeti, caught no one. Not a single person from Amnesia got frozen up. And it's desperation for the Fleet Angels. they decide they don't have any ultimates except for the sound barrier. They're going to switch it up. A comp that they can stay on for OT, maybe build some ultimates, maybe find a crucial kill, maybe shut down Donkey Kong. Smarty switches as well over to the Kiriko. Their comp is going to live for a long time, but Amnesia can too. They have the sound barrier, and they have the Ramatra ult to zone point with only 20 seconds left. Amnesia has so many tools in the bank.
Amnesia sitting really good right now with so many ultimates. Only the sound barrier coming for Vegas. Akua with that Blizzard in hand, likely looking to hang on until overtime to use these ultimates. Smarty's going to be pushed out very low, going to stay alive, just barely tell him swinging in, pile driving onto the back line there, along with Velzen applying pressure. Here comes the Blizzard, but it doesn't seem to catch anybody there from the Fleet Angels. Hack comes through. It's not effective, though, as Greninja's going to pop the ultimate Saga as well. The sound barrier, we see Greninja just chasing down the back line for Fleet Angels. Now with 3 dead on the point here for Fleet Angels. And Amnesia looks to be finally getting on the board here, and they do. The team kill is in, and Amnesia holds on to Junkertown, and they will move this to a 2-1 score.
Yeah, and very smart play from Amnesia there, saving the Ram ult for the overtime fight, knowing that Greninja, who's in on this map, can just sit on cart and cleave everyone who's trying to touch. Very, very smart play from Amnesia. Managed to catch 2 people with the Annihilation there. And they did a pretty good job stabilizing there on third point. Fleet Angels, they had a decent time bank going in, but they kind of blundered with their ultimates. They got away with winning the first fight on third point with only sound barrier, and then invested 3 ults, only to lose to Amnesia, only investing 1 or 2, and Velzen's Blizzard went wide the fight after, and all the momentum Fleet Angels had just faded away. And it was a great, partially off great play from Amnesia, but Fleet Angels have to be kicking themselves. They definitely could have taken that map to OT.
They absolutely could have. Fleet Angels now, we're looking at potentially running this thing up to a 3-0, but Amnesia able to, again, stem the bleeding, turn it into a 2-1. What a momentum there for Amnesia. It's exactly what the doctor ordered. They desperately needed to win map 3 there to avoid going down to 3-0 and staring at a nearly insurmountable reverse sweep in a best of 7. So again, now Amnesia now sitting very, very nicely as we're set to go forward into halftime here. Guys, we got a 10-minute halftime coming up here. Stay tuned, or you can go check out our B stream, Tranquility GG2, ! Stream in the chat. Go check that out for the next 10 minutes, but be sure to come right back here, guys. In 10 minutes, more semifinals action coming up.
You don't need an invitation. I already know what you're saying. I love a little conversations, and I don't want you to go changing, 'cause girl, you're just so comfortable. Girl, you're just so comfortable. Girl, you're just so comfortable. You just feel it all too, 'cause girl, you're comfortable, let's go. Feel so good just when I roll through, and I just think it's so crazy what you do to me. Girl, you're the baddest thing, you know that, and I really need you to show it. So turn around, let me get you on the cold. Situation. We don't spend time hesitating, and I wouldn't say we're crazy in love, I would just say we're crazy enough. 'Cause girl, you're just so comfortable. Girl, you're just so comfortable. Girl, you're just so comfortable. You just feel it all too, 'cause girl, you come comfortable, let's go. Feel so good just when I roll through. And I just think it's so crazy what you do to me. Girl, you're the best thing, you know that. And I really need you to show it. So turn around, let me get you on the cold. Slow it down.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to our Transcendence Tier semifinal matchup between the Fleet Angels and Amnesia, sitting at 2-1 in favor of the Fleet Angels. I, once again, am MisterYeti, joined again by Needle on the Analyst desk. Needle, it has been a real treat tonight.
Yeah, it definitely has been. The styles of these two teams, I was looking forward to them clashing, and they definitely have been. But I've been seeing a lot more mirror matchups than I was expecting heading into the series. I expected Fleet Angels to just stick to the Junker Queen, just force it wherever they wanted, but we've been seeing a lot of Ramatra. Even on Junker Town, we saw the Sigma as well. We saw a lot of looks, and both of these teams are looking great.
Yeah, it's been different comps on almost every map. It's been a lot of fun to see that. We even saw Greninja on the Reinhardt, which is a rare treat. But that being said, it's been a lot of fun here in this matchup with Amnesia winning that big map 3. There's a big difference going down between going down a 3-0 and only being down 2-1. 3-0 feels borderline insurmountable. 2-1, you actually start to feel a little bit good, like you could push this thing and potentially take this one away. But next map we're going to be heading to is a push map, and it's going to be Fleet Angels' choice, and their choice is New Queen Street. So we head to Canada.
Yep, and familiar territory for the Fleet Angels here. They played this in their match in the quarterfinals. They're going to play Junker Queen Yeti. No ifs, ands, or buts. They're just going to play Junker Queen. They're going to do it, and I'm interested to see what Amnesia's going to do. Because we saw them take the Junker Queen mirror on New Queen Street, not on New Queen Street, on Ilios in map 1, and it didn't go in their favor. It was close, but it didn't go in their favor. Fleet Angels, they pulled it out. I'm interested to see if they're going to take the Junker Queen mirror here, and I'm also wondering if we're going to see any variations in terms of the DPS with Junker Queen. Both of these teams, when they've played Junker Queen, they're playing Tracer, they're playing Sombra, but they're better picks traditionally in Junker Queen comp. Ashe and Genji, the typical DPS duo, and what I was expecting heading into this match. It's seen a fair amount of play in tier 3 scrims right now. There's no contenders playing Junker Queen, so we don't know, like, maybe it's not the meta, but Ashe Genji, Sojourn Genji is what we saw in the previous Junker Queen meta. I'm surprised neither team is running it. They're just playing Tracer Sombra instead. Maybe that's something that Amnesia could pull out, leaning into Donkey Kong perhaps on the app.
I could potentially see that, but I have a strong feeling we're going to end up seeing Ramatra from both these teams on this one. Watching briefly on the other stream, which was going, by the way, 2-2 over there now between Guangzhou and Billing. Real banger going on our B stream tonight. But watching this one here, and watching that one, it was a Ramatra duel. On this one, it looks like it's a Junker Queen duel. It's kind of interesting on the DPS selection. There's a big part of me that hoped that lasts, and I hope somehow that we do see the Life Weaver. Yeah, of course. Why would we play Life Weaver? It was terrible. But here we go. You talked about maybe some DPS wrinkles, and we might be looking at one with Horus coming out on the Genji.
Yeah, and it's Genji Tracer versus Hanzo Mei. Two very, very different approaches to how the Junker Queen comp is going to play. Fleet Angels, they're going to have to play fast, trying to take advantage of their flankers, but Wrath has wall, and Telm has to be really, really, really scared of getting isolated.
Yeah, it's going to be really tough for Telm. The aggression from Amnesia here with that Mei can push in very hard onto Telm. Telm taken very low, going to eventually be dropped here by Wrath, but it's going to be Smarties picking off Wrath in return. So losing a DPS is the Fleet Angels there. I'm sorry, is Amnesia. We see kills trading right now with the 3v3 as we're looking at it right now. Horus trying to get in there on the supports, not able to finish them off, however. Going to get taken very low himself and finished off by Saga. And now we're looking at a Fleet Angels point loss here as Amnesia is going to get pushing that cart, and they get the robot moving in their direction.
Yeah, and I'm surprised Amnesia were the ones who engaged first there, maybe recognizing that they just need to get value off their Mei while trying to force fast engages. And Donkey Kong decides not to stay on Hanzo, goes over to Tracer, going to be mirroring it against Velden. Helm is getting focused down. It's taken down partially as a result of the Mei wall from Wrath.
Great Mei wall there, setting that up. It's going to be Velden finding Luca, though, with that pulse bomb, getting Amnesia back on their toes just for a moment. But it doesn't seem to matter with Velden being taken down now. That cart's going to keep moving for Amnesia about 20 meters and counting.
Yeah, I mean, trades are decent here, especially on push. Amnesia might feel the need to back out if they're down a member, but everybody on Amnesia, except for their Mei, is going to be back in the fight really, really, really fast. And look how much meterage Amnesia are getting here. They're going to be one fight away from getting the checkpoint, and they have the Queen ult 30% ahead of Telm, and Wrath is very, very close to the Blizzard.
Wrath holding that that Blizzard's going to be very big here. We could see that Rampage from Star Platinum early on in this fight, trying to catch Helm and the Fleet Angels off guard. We do see Telm popping the shout, getting in there as quick as they can. It's going to be a sound barrier from Saga to stabilize everything out for Amnesia, and Star Platinum going to finish off Telm. However, the cart did get stolen. A little Grand Theft Auto there from the Fleet Angels, taking that cart away. And here comes the Rampage. Star Platinum going to keep the aggression up. Vegas going to pop the sound barrier to try to stabilize everything here for the Fleet Angels, but they're going to die in the process. And that is a tough loss there, going down to support. That cart's just going to keep moving right now for the Fleet Angels, or for Amnesia.
Yeah, it is going to keep moving. But Fleet Angels, this is finally a fight where it looks like they can win. Amnesia, they're going to back out. They lost one of their members. They have the checkpoint. They have forward spawn. They're chilling a little bit. Just kidding. They're coming back in. But they're going straight into the Rampage of Helm and the Kitsune Rush from Smarties.
No, what a stick, though, from Donkey Kong onto Horus. No more Sojourn now for the Fleet Angels. Here comes the Rampage. Connects with 3. A huge Rampage there from Telm. Was going to get a ton of healing. Runs the axe through Wrath as well. Wrath taken down. And it's going to be Telm J. Can leading the charge for Fleet Angels and stabilizing finally. A lot of distance, though, taken by Amnesia. 61 meters. Fleet Angels, though, getting the cart moving in their direction finally.
Yeah, a lot of distance, and everybody on Amnesia. I believe Luca's going to get close spawn. It's going to be really, really close. And he does. And so everybody on Amnesia getting close spawn means they can take a fast fight. They might have 2 fights before Fleet Angels get to the checkpoint here, but Horus has the overclock online and is on the high ground.
It's going to be a big one. Velzen also with that Pulse Bomb in play. Looking for a target here. Horus now with the overclock on the high ground there. Pulse Bomb used. Not going to find any kills there. Looking for Wrath coming out of the ice block. We see Maywall in play there from Wrath just to kind of stabilize briefly there. Oh no, the Blizzard is gone! The Blizzard is gone! The huge knife from Telm sets that one up. And here comes the Rampage from Star Platinum to try to get this one back in the favor of Fleet Angels. But Smarties with a huge Suze are going to negate a lot of that. Now it's going to be Vegas popping the ultimate there. They did lose Smarties, but then it's a sea of blue in the kill feed as Fleet Angels managed to hang on.
Yeah, and great turnaround there from Fleet Angels. Kind of crazy that they had to turn around that fight after Wrath got Blizzard Jacks, but Fleet Angels used all 5 of their ultimates to win that fight. A costly win for sure, and it might bite them in the butt in this next fight. Amnesia have both support ult and the Pulse Bomb online. They're in the driver's seat, and with Vegas going down, they're hitting the pedal.
And that is the go button, if you will, for Amnesia, as they immediately aggress hard onto Telm, and Telm had absolutely nowhere to go. And that was a pretty decisive one for Amnesia.
Yeah, a very decisive one. And since Fleet Angels didn't get the good spawn, Amnesia are going to be taking this fight around the checkpoint. If they can get the good spawn again, that'd be crucial here. And it's very likely that they will. They have the Kitsune to zone Fleet Angels back.
Kitsune Rush in hand here for Luca. It's going to be used immediately. Going to zone back Fleet Angels. Just as you said, they do fall back and respect it. But Amnesia dropping very low here. Pulse Bomb used, not connecting from Velzen. And Star Platinum going to be the first to find a kill onto Telm as the aggression continues here. Star continuing to apply. That's 3 for Star Platinum. And that's 4 for Star Platinum. They're finishing off Fleet Angels in a convincing one there. Is Star Platinum 80 meters and counting right now. And that is some all-star tank play from an all-star tank.
Yeah, and they said it before the match. They told you, Yeti, and he just said, we're going to take the mirror and we're going to win. And Star Platinum is certainly winning right now. For Amnesia has the Rampage online as well.
Kitsune Rush now in hand here. Going to look for that Rampage from Star Platinum. We see Saga as well with that sound barrier trying to get in some damage right now. We see very low is Telm as they're trying to stabilize. Pulse Bomb is in it. Oh my god! Donkey Kong throwing a barrel through the Fleet Angels. And that is going to be a team kill at 100 meters and counting. This one might be over, Needle.
I mean, it certainly feels like it's over, Yeti. I mean, Fleet Angels, they have tools to get back into this, obviously. Amnesia, they're not playing to win this fight. They lost some of their members. They're just going to leave.
True.
But all Amnesia have to do is just play a decent ult game. Not even a good one. They just have to use their ultimates decently, and they can close out this map. They have such a big lead.
Oh, Star gets caught out there. It's going to be able to get stabilized, though, just barely sneaking out of that with their life as the bot continues to trundle its way back towards the middle of New Queen Street here. Wrath with that Blizzard in hand. Going to be a big ultimate to watch here. Fleet Angel sitting on 3 ultimates, but so is Amnesia. Here comes the Rampage from Telm. It's going to be negated immediately by the sound barrier from Saga, and a Blizzard immediately put in as well from Wrath. And that's going to send Fleet Angels back to the spawn room. A great sequence there from Amnesia, really just absorbing the ultimates and pushing right back.
Are we going to see the full cap here, Yeti? Because it feels like we might see the full cap.
They lost a couple there at the end. I don't quite think they're going to be able to full cap here. But Amnesia is playing like they might full cap. Ooh, that wall is a good one, though. It's going to catch Wrath off here. And we're going to see a 2v5. This is not going to be pretty.
Yeah, I mean, that is just ego from Amnesia not backing out there, taking the extra 5 meters that they gained there for losing 2 people. Not really sure why they did that. But with a meter advantage this big, Amnesia can probably take another fight before they lose close spawn. They're going to be looking to take the fight at the middle of the map, and they have the Rampage online. Fleet Angels, they went to Ramatra, they went to Batiste. They don't have a Suzu to cleanse it anymore. Vegas has to beat the Rampage.
Vegas is going to be a critical ult here. You see, the Blizzard in from Velzen is going to send Amnesia back. It's going to open back up the center of the point here. Sound barrier in from Vegas as well. That's a lot of ultimates coming out from Fleet Angels, but they were necessary and effective here. And it's going to be a team kill there for Fleet Angels.
Yeah, but a very, very, very expensive fight, relatively, because Vegas had to save the beat for the Rampage. Didn't, was forced to use it. Now Star Platinum can come in with the Rampage. Amnesia can even afford to give up the checkpoint here if they need to. They have such a big tool to win this fight. Fleet Angels, they're going to have to do something aggressive, something risky in order to win before Star Platinum can get the Rampage off.
Here we go. Now Rampage is very much in play from Star Platinum, but a huge stick from Donkey Kong. Here comes the Rampage. What a Rampage it is through the entirety of the Fleet Angels there. And, I mean, there's nothing else needed. That's just dominant right there.
Yeah, it's so dominant, and it's so brutal. The Fleet Angels didn't manage to get the checkpoint. They invested their window and their overclock. Horse switching over to the Hanzo now. But heavy, heavy investment from the Fleet Angels, and it is looking all but over. If Wrath holds on to this Blizzard until the overtime fight, all Amnesia have to do is take the overtime fight with the Blizzard. They're going to be close to the beat at that time. Like, they are so much in the driver's seat. Like, they have their license. They've had their license for 30 years. They have no points on their driver's license. They are just in complete control of the game.
Absolutely in complete control right now. Helm with that Annihilation very much in hand here. Going to be a big one to use on this fight. Horus finishing off Wrath, though. And we're going to see some nice ult discipline here. It looks like we might... Oh, but Donkey Kong's going to find Smarties. So they might need to pop an ultimate here just to secure it. But it doesn't seem to matter because you got Horus. Horus is basically a walking ultimate, it seems. And that is a great fight there for Fleet Angels. But they're probably looking at having to win 2 more fights here, Needle. And Amnesia's got a lot of things cooking right now.
And it's going to be very hard. Velzen went down, and he has Blizzard. That is a key ultimate. They need to have the Blizzard to match Wrath's Blizzard and stop the capitalization of it from Amnesia. There's the Blizzard! Oh no!
And it's a great Blizzard from Wrath. Great aggression from Amnesia. And Wrath leading the charge for Amnesia. And they were down 2-0. Donkey Kong with the stick. And now they look at a tie matchup here and a 2-2. Velzen going to be taken very low, going to pop Ice Block, trying to draw it out as long as they can. Vegas barely staying alive. Velzen now on the Ice Block here as well. The fight just isn't quite over as of yet, and as I say that, there it is. It's Amnesia with the point take, or with the map win. They take it to 2-2. What started off as a potentially dominant night for the Fleet Angels, we suddenly got a game on our hands, Needle.
Yeah, and the matches are getting less, or the maps, sorry, are getting less and less close. Amnesia, Junkertown, it was relatively close, but they looked pretty comfortable at the end of things. And this map, I mean, Fleet Angels got some meterage, but that map was pretty dominant in favor of Amnesia. And I've talked about it once, I'm going to talk about it again. They said to you that they were going to beat Fleet Angels in the Junker Queen mirror, and now they've done it.
They've done it. They've absolutely done it. What a confidence booster for this team. Finally taking it to this Junker Queen meta. And we honestly, we talked about how they were genuinely looking at Telm as the biggest threat on this team. And really, for the first time tonight, I feel like Star Platinum absolutely, I mean, we see great tank play tonight. Star Platinum looked like the better tank that night. This absolutely looked like a great, was absolutely dominant at every point and really, really great on the Junker Queen, absolutely winning that mirror. I mean, it was fantastic. It was a great play there from Star Platinum, kind of answering the call. They needed them to step up, and they absolutely did. We got a 2-2 matchup here, Needle. We might be looking at a very, very long night and a very, very crazy finish.
Yeah, and as we head to Control, it's a tough pick here for the Fleet Angels. What are they going to go with? They're going with Nepal. It's likely that we're going to be going back to the Ramatra for the majority of this map at least. And maybe that's what Fleet Angels wants at this point. The Junker Queen mirror, they just lost it. This is what I would say is probably the Junker Queen team of Trans Tier. Of the remaining 4 Trans Tier teams going into this match, I would say Fleet Angels is probably number 1. But Amnesia just took it to them last map. The confidence has got to be shaken for Fleet Angels, and they're going to be going to a Ramatra map here. They managed to win King's Row in the Ramatra mirror, maybe looking to bring some of that success back.
Absolutely. They're in a potentially great shape here to come back in this map here. This is a great comeback opportunity for them. They did win the first Control of the night here on Ilios, so Control was a map type they had favor in earlier. Next maps are going to be Control, then Escort, Control, then the Hybrid, then Escort. So, they are in a situation right now where they have 2 map types they've already won here. So there could be a little bit of an advantage for Fleet Angels coming in these next 2 maps. So again, we started off here as a best of 7, first to 4. We're now basically staring at a best of 3, 2-2, even up. We got Control, we got Hybrid, and we got Escort to come. So it's really anybody's game right now. Amnesia looking really good with a ton of momentum, but this is like you said, great opportunity for Fleet Angels to kind of stabilize this thing out with working some of the advantages they've already had been showing so far on maps they've won.
Yeah, definitely. But one thing that's not at Fleet Angels' advantage, this is Amnesia's Control pick. Not in this series, but it is map 1 that they picked in their quarterfinals matchup. They are comfortable on Nepal. They won 2-0 in their quarterfinals match against Singularity, playing Ramatra on both points that they played it on, which was, I believe, Village and Sanctum. I believe they did not play Shrine. And they played Ramatra on those points and found success. Fleet Angels likely were expecting to be on the Ramatra on this map as well. It's possible that they'll pull out the Junker Queen, but no, they're going to be hovering the Ramatra here. And we get to see the Ramatra mirror, the throwback to King's Row. But if Fleet Angels roll out with Genji Hanzo, I mean, that'll be a wrinkle in the mix. You would really expect a May here. Okay, there it is.
You got worried for a second there.
Yeah, just a little bit, but no, pretty normal. Akua likely just going to be TPing out here, going over to the Hanzo as well. I would imagine Symmetra could be a wrinkle in the mix on this point. Typically, you see the Hanzo.
Absolutely. Here we go now for the Fleet Angels coming out with the Hanzo Mei. Amnesia answering back with the Hanzo Mei. The mirrored compositions again are in play. And we saw this again, as we've already highlighted. We've seen this composition already. We saw it work out for the Fleet Angels. And Saga going to be fighting the first kill with the boop on the Velzen. Velzen taken out. And that, again, seems to be the go pick here as Amnesia gets aggressive, but they pay for it with a great counterattack now from Fleet Angels, killing 2, stabilizing, and now pushing the point very quickly.
Yeah, and Star Platinum missed his shield there and went down because of it. Pretty brutal as Amnesia. They're just going to have to run away. Fleet Angels are going to get the first point cap, but no ultimates online on the other side. But it is really, really effective to close hold. But I believe Fleet Angels, are they down a member or something? Why are they giving so much space? Wait, Amnesia are just going under. They're going to be holding at the bottom of the point. Are Fleet Angels going to give them the point?
I highly doubt it. Here comes the aggression suddenly, but it doesn't seem to matter. The Maywall zones them off, and what a fumble there from Fleet Angels, but it doesn't seem to matter because now look at Horus. Horus is just free shooting right now, and you do not let him have those angles for free, and Amnesia pays for it in a big way right there. 2 kills right away, but Saga again. Saga getting these cheeky kills in the middle of all these fights. Consistent. That's a 4K though for Horus. It doesn't matter how cheeky Saga gets when you got 4 arrows to the dome for it.
Yeah, and we see both of these teams taking these fights like this occasionally, where they just try to do some cheeky rotation. But yeah, like you were saying, you just can't do that into Hanzo. But the Hanzo just gets on the off angle for free. There's nothing to contest him, and Horus shows why you can't do that. He has a Dragon Strike online now, and it's so effective in this really, really tight lane. So's the window, but I mean, it's just zoning.
That's very effective. I mean, hey, it zones them out for, they'll buy about 5% here. Oh, there you go. That window's gone now. They're all, but you know, who needs a window when you have an arrow in the face? That just does it. And again, it's Horus with a huge kill. And again, you know, the benefit of Hanzo in these situations, and this is why Hanzo tends to be a crush pick for bad players like me, is sometimes you just happen to connect with the head when you might not be actually trying to necessarily connect with the head.
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
that was an arrow. That was a Sonic arrow. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that was a Sonic arrow. Probably wasn't intended to be a headshot, but I mean, if you're Fleet Angels, you take those. For sure, you take those. I'm not sure why they're playing so far back here, though. Are they scared of Blizzard? I don't know why they're giving them that much space. Tom has his ult, and the Dragon's going to come out, and Fleet Angels are going to lose even more map space and their lamp.
Here we go. Fleet Angels pushing through this thing really quickly, and again, but it doesn't seem to matter because Amnesia just takes the point with that crazy zoning they're able to put in. Star Platinum sitting with this Annihilation is going to be a tough fight for Fleet Angels to be able to push in on. But that being said, once again, there's some some risks and dangers that might not be being dealt with. Vel's. Blizzard? 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 What happened to your kill feed? I don't know, but anyways, that's beyond the point. I'm thoroughly confused. But Amnesia's not. Amnesia's going to take this one here. And that was the last hope on the point there after somehow killing Star. I don't really know. I don't know what happened that I just saw there.
I think it was Wrath's Blizzard killed Telm, but then it counted as Velzen's Blizzard in the kill feed. Don't really know, Yeti, but I do know that Horus got another kill with Sonic Arrow.
What the hell? This is like my plat games. Like, just random Sonic arrows just happen to be collecting heads. This is just how it always seems to go for me in those plat games. But anyway, it doesn't really matter. That being said, tell him you are in a very rough spot there, sir. And again, Amnesia now in dire straits on this point after Horus finds a couple heads. Horus now getting aggressive. Sorry, Akua getting aggressive now on the point here. Going to jump down, climb back up the wall. Trying to stay alive right now for Amnesia, but it's going to be Fleet Angels taking this one.
Yeah, and Amnesia, they got some good percentage there. We're looking at last fight, but Wrath went over to the Tracer to stall. Oh, maybe we get to see what happened with the Blizzard here. Oh, nope, it's just the Sonic Arrow kill.
Again, it's just unfair. Great production, by the way, Hippy. Thank you very much for that replay really quick. And Horus, again, finding another one with Smarties as well. 2 kills, 3 kills now for Fleet Angels. The point will flip again over to Amnesia, but they're all dead. Horus waves goodbye to Amnesia on this point. Saga's going to have a chance to come back in on the Lucio. Actually, scratch that. They're not going to have a chance.
Yeah, and I think Horus's Dragon there might have cut off the engage from Amnesia, messed up a little bit, and nobody from Amnesia could really touch. You know, they couldn't get a good re-engage going there. But there we go. The Ramontra Mirror, 1 point down, and Fleet Angels take the victory. Which point we go to next could be really, really important, though. If we go to Village, I believe Amnesia do not place Symmetra on that map. Oh, dude, Horus is nasty on the Hanzo. But
it's true.
We go to Shrine, and we're going to be seeing the same composition. Okay. No switches for either team, most likely. I don't know why neither team is sim TPing. It's kind of strange to me, but they're just going to be rolling out on the Mei Hanzo, going straight to the point, and it's going to be crucial here for Akua to start doing something again. Akua was doing great on Hanzo, on Junkertown, but so far this map has just been all Horus.
Well, if Horus keeps finding shots with those Sonic arrows and somehow collecting a head with it each time, I mean, that's going to really, really help Fleet Angels' chances. Velzen forced to use Ice Block there early as they get walled off from their team. They're going to get taken down as a result there. A little overextension getting punished by the Great Wall there from Wrath. And it's going to be a first fight point take here really, really quite easily for Amnesia, taking advantage of that positional blunder.
Yeah, pretty solid. And I was talking about how Akua had to step it up. Akua is 75 to Dragon, Horus is 20 to Dragon. So Akua is stepping it up on this point so far. Dragon Strike probably going to be the first ult online, and ults that come out so early like this, you're not going to expect them if you're Fleet Angels, right? You're going to see, okay, Akua killed a lot of people, but you're not going to expect him to have Dragon that early, and so it can get a lot more value than Dragon normally gets.
Here we go now. Dragon could be a big one here for Akua, but that being said, Amnesia firmly in control here, 30% and counting on this point. Now Dragon Strike in play and immediately used there from Akua, completely catching Fleet Angels with their pants down. And that is a great play there, led by Akua with a 4K.
Yeah, and Akua is taking over. That is an amazing fight to win with only Dragon off of the back of the first fight heroics from him. He is owning the lobby on this point so far, and it allows Amnesia to snowball so effectively too. Look at Horus getting cheeky over here on the high ground. It's good that he's trying to contest Akua, who's also on the high ground, but Fleet Angels don't have any tools to get in right now. They don't quite have any of their ultimates online.
No, they don't quite have them yet. Star Platinum with that Annihilation here could be a game decider here. There's the Amplification Matrix from Smarties trying to get Fleet Angels into this here. Going to be answered back with that Annihilation now from Star Platinum, who's punching his way through. And my goodness, just a very strong fight right now for the Amnesia. Telm popped Annihilation as well, but is going to get dropped. Star Platinum continuing to stay aggressive here. It just has been a dominant point so far for Amnesia.
Yeah, I mean, and this has just been the Akua show. Akua left his high ground, went over to Horse's high ground, and then killed him. He's just taken over. And I mean, Telm can't even touch with the slow field. I mean, there's no opportunity for Fleet Angels to have any chance of bringing it back there. Just, I mean, a classic snowball, but not exactly classic because Akua got... I mean, probably got over 50% of his team's final blows. That was probably a flooded deadlift on that point from him. He went off.
He did. Absolutely. That was a very, very good map in general. For specifically Star Platinum, I feel like just shined on that map quite a bit. But you also said Akua needed to step up. And what happened? Akua stepped up big way. And that was just an absolutely fantastic point there for Amnesia. We go to 1-1. This is a very, very big fight. This could absolutely decide the fate of this match. And it's going to be a Symmetra here for Amnesia. Or, sorry, they switched back over to the Hanzo. Never mind. It's going to be Horus onto the J Silly? What?
Yeah. I don't know, Yeti. I'm not sure. Maybe they were expecting Amnesia to go to point, but it's going to be a fight on high ground, and Hanzo's going to be able to do way more up here.
Absolutely. It's doing tough for the Junkrat to really benefit here. Hanzo going on the flank, though. Trying to find the Hanzo here, but they're going to take very low. They're going to manage to stay. Oh, Akua, stop it. You are insane. You get called out. You answer back just like that. That is crazy, Akua. Finding 2 big kills there, looking for a third. Akua, you called them out, Needle. I don't know what you did, but you seem to have activated his trap card or something.
Yeah, he has Dragon again, Yeti. He has Dragon again.
That's crazy.
Oh, I don't even know if Fleet Angels are going to expect it this time either. If they go top and Akua just dragons them, oh my god,
that flank is sick.
Oh, he's so good. We can see another snowball coming here. But at Fleet Angels, they look like they're going main. Dragon not going to be as effective, but if it catches them unawares, it could still be really, really good. And Horus goes down.
Wow, that's crazy. Horus down early here. All the momentum seems to be in the favor of Amnesia suddenly. Akua taking down Smarties, and Amnesia is absolutely feeling themselves right now. 30% and counting. Maybe a little bit of an unnecessary ultimate from Star Platinum, but that being said, they are so in control right now.
Yeah, they definitely are. But things not looking as dire for the Fleet Angels as it was last point. This time they have ultimates heading into the fight. Smarties has the window. Telm basically has the Annihilation online, so they have some tools to get in. If they can make it through the rotate...
That's a tough rotation to get through. They managed to survive Luca's Immortality or Amplification Matrix. Here comes the Blizzards right here from both Mays. Both Velzen and Raph popping the Blizzards. All the teams are so low. Can the supports hang on? It's going to be Akua, though, popping the Dragon Strike through, not able to connect with anything. And it's going to be Telm J Can on the point, popping the Annihilation and turning the point over for Fleet Angels, who now have it at 20% and counting.
Yeah, I mean, that was a very, very, very messy fight. Fleet Angels had to use all 4 ultimates that they had, and Akua is switching over. Despite killing quite literally everyone on Hanzo, he's going over to the Symmetra and is going to let the rotate be easier for his team. Saga almost has the beat online. They can bunker up on the point, but Star Platinum didn't get the TP! What?
That's brutal. Star Platinum going to be taken down here. And again, all the fight, all the momentum that the early fights gave Amnesia just completely wiped out with a couple of small blunders here from Amnesia. That lead is completely gone. And now, Fleet Angels, they are in control.
Yeah, and it's echoes of Ilios Lighthouse there with the TP mishap. Star Platinum falling off the map. This time, Star Platinum just didn't take the TP. And now the Snowball 4 is going a little bit in Fleet Angel's favor. The TP gets destroyed early again. Amnesia is split.
Amnesia paying the price for their positional error here. They do flip the point, though, but it doesn't matter. You got Telm throwing hands right now through the entirety of Amnesia. Telm running through everyone like the heavyweight champion that they are. My goodness, Telm, fantastic work on the Ramatra. And now Fleet Angels are just one fight win away from going to match point here in this one.
Yeah, and this one-dimensional approach to attacking every fight, just TPing the point, isn't going to work against a team like the Fleet Angels. This time they decide to go top, but Smarties, she has the window. The Simwall's a decent counter, but ults are going to continue getting traded out, and both Annihilations are online.
Both Annihilations indeed are online. Horus trying to get some value with this Junkrat. Haven't seen a whole lot of it yet this map. But right now, Fleet Angels are in control. We see Annihilation from Star Platinum, Sound Barrier as well. Every ultimate being used by Amnesia, but the Blizzard from Velzen might negate all of that here. Velzen using that Blizzard here. Horus is taken out of the fight, however, but it's going to be Vegas finding Wrath, and Akua's beam is getting really strong, really quick. But we see Telm very low, going to get taken down, and this one is going to go to Amnesia, this fight. And now suddenly we're looking at one potentially one fight that's going to decide so much in this matchup.
Yeah, and Vegas using the beat there, trying to turn the fight around. Maybe a little bit of a poor decision because now Fleet Angels have no ultimates online to get through. And it all comes down to this. Wrath has Blizzard. Blizzard is so good in these Ram Mirrors. I've been talking about it all night. Amnesia, if they just go in early with Blizzard, Vegas has to be ready. Pause!
No! I am not okay with this. I am not okay. Unpause it now. I will not tolerate this. This is madness. Why are we pausing now of all time?
It's such a crucial time to pause. It's mid-engagement, Yeti. It is so brutal.
It's so brutal. I don't know what exactly happened if we had a potential... If it's a disconnect? Oh, no. Somebody's watching the lobby. Who disconnected? That could be a decider. Wrath from Amnesia. Oh, no. Did he have Blizzard?
Yes!
Oh, no. It's the worst possible scenario right there.
That's the worst person you could lose.
Oh,
You're
my
made
God.
Blizzard
It's
in
the
an overtime
worst
fight.
possible situation. Oh, my goodness. You hate to see that here. Oh my God, that is so brutal for Amnesia. They will be waiting for...
Is he out of the game? Is he gone? Did he lose it?
Did they completely disconnect from lobby?
That would be really bad.
Right now. If they did... Oh, he did fully disconnect from lobby. Oh, that is such a pain.
Oh, and this could be such a momentum swing in the series too, Yeti. I mean, this fight should be Amnesia's to win. If their Mei doesn't disconnect, if Wrath doesn't disconnect, this should be their fight to win. They might pull it out anyway, but Blizzard was like their crown jewel to win this fight. The Blizzard in overtime when Fleet Angels have to touch the point. What an unfortunate situation for both teams. This is brutal.
You hate to see this potentially being a deciding factor in a map. That is a tough scenario right there for Amnesia, now staring at going to this next fight, 4v5, losing that big ultimate. Man, that is a tough one. That is a really tough scenario right there for Amnesia. They're going to have to try to climb back into this. You know, taking a look at we do have a screenshot here of the lobby, so take a look. Ultimate's coming up right now. There's nothing on the side of Fleet Angels. If you're looking at Amnesia, Amnesia does have the sim wall coming up here pretty quick, so that is a potential game changer here in this one. It's really the only ultimate that has a chance to go off in this fight. If you're Amnesia, though, you just gotta feel sick. That is just a brutal DC to deal with here, and you absolutely hate to see that. Man, that is such a tough scenario. I think, are they still working on coming back right now? Is that still what's going on? Oh, they're still working on coming back. I think we are going to go ahead and maybe take just a quick break here while they're working through their technical issue. Just as a reminder, we do have the B stream going on right now. And if you want to go check out that B stream, again, !stream in the chat. Billings Boomers and Guangzhou Gangsters are in map 6 over there with Guangzhou up 3-2. We'll take a quick technical pause and be right back.
You don't need an invitation. I already know what you're saying. I love a little conversations, and I don't want you to go changing, 'cause girl, you're just so comfortable. Girl, you're just so comfortable. Girl, you're just so comfortable. I hope that you just feel it all too. 'Cause girl, you're comfortable and let's go. Feel so good just when I roll through. And I just think it's so crazy what you do to me. Girl, you're the brightest thing, you know that. And I really need you to show it. So turn around, let me get you on the corner. Situation. We don't spend time hesitating, and I wouldn't say we're crazy in love. I would just say we're crazy.
And we're coming back right in the middle of this fight here. It's going to be Amnesia now 4v5. Going to try to find a way to get back into this after that really unfortunate disconnection here. Star Platinum on the point, going into defensive mode, trying to stay alive as long as they can right now. That sim wall is now in play. It's going to split up the team. Amplification Matrix now from Smarties. Star Platinum down, but Saga has taken down Smarties. And Saga finds Horus too. So down 4v5, they now can pressure out this point. They have point control with the Symmetra on the point. Maywall separating out the team just a little bit here. Telm is very low, and with that Sim Beam now on the point, Akua is going to be running up the damage really quick. Point has flipped over to Amnesia. This thing is far from decided as Wrath is going to return to the fight now, back in on the Tracer, almost up to a Pulse Bomb, and it's going to be Star Platinum finding Telm on the Doomfist, and Star Platinum takes this one, and it's going to be Akua on the Velzen, and it's going to be Amnesia. Unbelievable resilience, bouncing back from the incredibly unfortunate disconnect there in a 4v5 and able to clutch up and take map 5 and go up 3-2. Needle, what an improbable victory that was.
I really thought that it was just over. I thought that map was over. I thought it was over after Wrath DC'd. It should have been over. Fleet Angels should have been able to close it out after the disconnect, but they didn't. I mean, Saga killed 2 people in that crucial fight. The Symbol was great as well from Akua, split Fleet Angels pretty effectively, and then Saga just went in and killed 2 people on the Lucio. I mean, absolute heroics, and whew, I mean, I was going to be worried for Amnesia's mental fortitude if they managed to lose that there. But they won? I mean, imagine the mental of Fleet Angels right now. You just lost a 4v5, an actual 4v5. I mean,
No ult advantage. In fact, they did have a little bit of an ult advantage because Smarty's got that amplification matrix online really quick. But it just didn't pan out. And then once Akua started spinning up a little bit and Saga got a couple of picks, it just didn't matter. And at a certain point, it just suddenly felt like Amnesia was going to climb back into the fight. They got the sim onto point. They were able to put their turrets up, and they managed to take it. They managed to hold on. That was crazy. Amnesia now up 3-2. We're going to map 6. Amnesia was down 2-0. They've taken 3 straight maps. This is crazy. This is crazy, Needle.
This is certainly crazy. I mean, I am still in disbelief that Amnesia managed to win that control map. I'm still recovering a little bit. Okay. We all need to take a breath. Everybody in chat, take a breath. We're heading into Paraiso. We're heading
calm down.
Heading into Paraiso. It's map 6. It's a very, very narrow series, and this map is incredibly important. It's a must-win, or must-draw, at least, for Fleet Angels. And this is where they take us. It's interesting. We're finally going to get to see a look that we haven't seen all match. Most likely, at least, we're going to see Dive on this map. Almost certainly, we're going to be seeing the D.Va usually comes out for Fleet Angels. Helm, traditionally an off-tank player in Overwatch 1, likes to lean towards the D.Va, has played a little bit of Winston, probably going to be on D.Va. Meanwhile, Amnesia, Star Platinum, I believe a traditional main tank player in Overwatch 1, or at least has played main tank in Tranquility in the past, expecting to see him on the Winston.
Absolutely. I would expect to see them on the Winston here, but I'm just not really, I'm excited to see the change up here that we're going to see in these compositions right now. It's going to be an impressive finish. There's no question about it. I don't know what to say. What a crazy night we've had. And I will admit, I've had the other stream open out of the corner of my eye because I've been wanting to see what that score is too, because that is a banger of a matchup as well. This match is great. The other match is going to map 7 at a 3-3 tie. So we got bangers all around tonight here in Tranquility. If you watching this one, go check the VOD after this is over of that other one, because that's a banger. I just looked over and I just saw the casters both with their hands over like this at the end of that map 6. So that tells you how crazy things are going over there. We got craziness happening here. We got a crazy night. I can't. My hair is losing its mind right now. I am all over the place, Needle. It has been a crazy night. I do like the fact that we're getting Paraiso, though. I gotta get back on topic. We get to see the change up here in the conference. Get to see the new tanks in play. Gonna be fun to see. That being said, you gotta figure. Did they already say that they're bringing in Greninja right now?
Ooh,
that's I have a feeling they might be bringing in Greninja. You gotta feel like
if they bring in Greninja, that could throw a wrench into things.
They did bring in Greninja.
Oh.
Ren is in play here. They bring in Charybdis for Horus, and they're bringing in Donkey for Wrath as well. So seeing a lot of swaps around right now from both teams moving to Paraiso here, making some changes. So definitely, certainly interesting. Certainly interesting. And Gren back in play. We saw Gren take Junkertown earlier. Now coming back in. And I don't really know what to say anymore, Needle. I feel like I'm spent. These teams have kind of surpassed my expectations for this match. Thought it'd be good, but it's been absolutely fantastic. Crazy, crazy upsets, and my goodness, it's been a good one.
Yeah, it's been so back and forth. And I'm a little surprised that they're putting in Greninja here for Paraiso. That would signal to me that this is probably going to end up being a D.Va mirror. I feel like Winston's pretty good on this map. I feel like they could have played Winston if they want to, but I imagine with Greninja coming in, they're going to be playing D.Va, most likely. And Charybdis coming in as well might mean that Fleet Angels are going to be playing some Sombra, some Echo, a little bit more flex DPS coming in for the Fleet Angels here is what I would expect. I'm interested to see what backlines they're going to play, though. Expecting the D.Va, expecting maybe the hit scan for Donkey Kong, the double flanker for Fleet Angels maybe. But the backline is crucial. Fleet Angels are one of the few teams that feel like they're comfortable on a Kiriko while keeping their main support in Transcendence Tier. Vegas pretty regularly goes over to the Kiriko when they deem it's the better pick, and I'm going to be interested to see if they're going to pull that out on this map.
Certainly be interesting. And right now there's a lot of delay because it looks like there's a lot of substitution going on. Not sure what's going on, but I'm sure they'll get started here very soon, guys. Wow, what a night here in Tranquility. It continues tomorrow. The Discord tier semifinals. Again, both streams going to be up and running. You got MI7, you got them taking on, I believe, Cosmic Castaways, but I could be mistaken. I might have those backwards, and I'm trying to verify here on the fly, doing it live like a boss. Yes, it's Cosmic Castaways, and then again, Paradise Lost taking on Reminiscence. Just, you thought tonight was good. Tomorrow is also going to be pretty crazy. Those matches are destined to be map 6, map 7 type matches. If we see 4 1s and 4 0s tomorrow, I'll be thoroughly stunned. Thoroughly stunned. So that's all I can say. But what a night. I'm still kind of blown away. I've been caught off guard, honestly. And I came into this, I was a bit tired, it's been a long day of work and stuff, just like, you know what? Fleet Angels looks really good. Amnesia looks really rough. Whatever. It's going to be a quick one. Whatever. Nope, I was wrong. I don't get it. So.
I mean, it was a 3-0 last time. Fleet Angels 3-0'd Amnesia only 2 weeks ago. Only 2 weeks ago. It was a 3-0. But now we're looking at Amnesia on match point, and we're heading into map here. We're heading into Paraiso, and it really, really comes down to the compositions here, I think. The mirrors have gone either way, but when we've seen maps where things get a little bit crazier, when it's not mirror matchups, Amnesia has come out on top. When it was the Junker Queen mirror, but the DPS were different, Amnesia was winning. Last map, Horus was on Junkrat. We got to see like a mix of Symmetra and Hanzo from Akua and the Ramatra mirror. Amnesia was winning. On Junkertown, the comps got switched up because Amnesia went for the spawn hold. Got to see Fleet Angels pull out some dive at some point with Wrecking Ball. Amnesia was winning. And we get to see what is most likely going to be different compositions here. I don't know if Charybdis is going to stick to Torbjorn, but this is what I was highlighting. Vegas is on Kiriko. I think that's going to be an X factor here for the Fleet Angels.
Absolutely. I think that's a big play there, big change up there to again, those little wrinkles that can kind of make a big difference in how the compositions shake out here overall. Love the Kiriko pick here. Saga, though, we've seen them do some bang up work on the Brigida. So different approaches here from both teams. But here we go. Nonetheless, we have the Ashe in play. Ashe Tracer against the Sombra Tracer. Charybdis going to get the hack onto Akua. Charybdis going to be taken pretty low, but going to manage to stabilize out here with that hack pack right there. They're going to be able to sneak out the back door on that one as teams continue to trade off here. Staging ongoing right now for the Fleet Angels, trying to get set up here. Take this very, very difficult to cap first point on Paraiso. It can be really challenging to break into this.
Yeah, I think it's especially hard with the D.Va as well. You usually have to play really slow. Telm can't just fly in across the point to the enemy team like Winston could jump in. Relies on the bubble. D.Va can't really do that. Well, as I say that, Telm is flying into the enemy team across the high ground. And he's managed to make it there safely.
Remember what you were saying there about how he absolutely cannot do it? Well,
okay, he got punished. He got punished.
He did get punished. He absolutely got punished there. Telm down right there as Amnesia is going to get that first point hold here. Looks like in this first fight here, 2 minutes and 40 seconds on the clock as Fleet Angels, again, not able to cap this one on this first push through. That clock keeps ticking, and it's going to get tougher and tougher as time goes on as Amnesia continues to build up that ult advantage. Fleet Angels right now, you got to be pretty nervous. What if this doesn't work out?
Yeah, it definitely could go south really fast for Fleet Angels, especially if when they have their ultimates online, they don't manage to win. But it seems like the engage is a little bit more successful here, but the engage for Amnesia is successful as well. Greninja finds Smarties, Donkey Kong's traded out, kills are going back and forth, but Telm is about to get team-maxed.
Wow, great play there from Greninja, getting Telm out of the mech there, and Akua finding 2. And then Velzen trying to find the kill there, but a great biotic grenade is going to neutralize Velzen out there. And Luca finishing them off with the help of Greninja. A minute 50. This is looking real scary right now.
Yeah, and this fight is so crucial for both teams. It's the battle of will Saga rally in time to negate Charybdis' EMP. That is those are the two crucial ultimates here. EMP is not going to be very effective into a rally, so Saga has to react in time or preemptively rally before Charybdis uses EMP. There needs to be some sort of counterplay, otherwise Charybdis is going to rip through all of Amnesia.
Very, very big moment here right now in this matchup. 1 minute, 15 seconds left on the clock. We very easily could be looking at one of the last opportunities right here for Fleet Angels to take this point. Minute 10 now on the clock. Rally going to be used, but Akua is going to take down Vegas really early on here. And that is really brutal. Greninja finds Smarties. Now no supports for the Fleet Angels. This is another fight win for Amnesia. And now the last fight. It could be a full... Oh, the stagger is just... It's just mean.
Yeah, I mean, that's brutal. And they're going to let him remake, which means they get some extra ult charge to boot. This is last fight territory. Saga used the rally before Tribus EMP'd, but Tribus is having a tough time even getting in. I mean, this backline of Amnesia is living for so long, they're just playing so far back. And Amnesia, they don't have the rally, but they have so many other tools online. They have the Bob, which could help perhaps zone the Kitsune Rush or hold down the point. They have the bomb, so Greninja can just go incredibly aggressively into Smarties again. This is Amnesia's game to lose.
Amnesia in great control right now with that pulse or with that self-destruct in play. 4 ultimates on board though for Fleet Angels right now. Kitsune Rush in from Vegas, and Telm gonna find the big kill onto Donkey Kong that could get them back in this, but Luca takes out Vegas. Now, missing a support right now for the Fleet Angels. They got to keep Smarties alive. Smarties is the only support left up for Fleet Angels, but it doesn't seem to matter now. Both supports dead for Amnesia. Pulse or self-destruct in play, gonna take down Greninja, and Akua the last hope for Amnesia on point A. It doesn't really matter. Fleet Angels gonna finally get point A with a minute with no time left on the clock. They'll have 2 minutes and 30 to take this one to point B.
Yeah, and what a great play from Fleet Angels, just going in aggressively with the Kitsune. Donkey Kong was not ready. If Donkey Kong lives that engage, then we're probably looking at a full hold from Amnesia there, but he didn't, and he couldn't get the Bob off, and so when the stagger fight came out, it went in Fleet Angels' favor. And now they're going to make another switch here. Vegas wasn't finding much value on the Kiriko, is instead going to opt onto the Zen. Greninja is not going to have a fun time as he gets team back before the fight even starts. I mean, Discord Orb, hack. I mean, Greninja's going to take the Twitter after this and complain about how Fleet Angels are playing some cringe comp.
That is a twit longer incoming right there is what that one is. Charybdis, though, right now looking to build up another EMP here. That was a pretty decisive ultimate in the last fight here. Donkey Kong with that Bob in hand could definitely delay out the point, but Smarties with the kill onto Akua. Huge play from Smarties getting Akua out of here. Now the backline can rest a little bit easier knowing they don't have a Tracer breathing down their neck at all times, but Donkey Kong now on the high ground, just trying to find maybe a little bit of damage, keep them at bay just a little bit longer. There goes Bob onto point right now, but the dive in from Telm is very aggressive and he pays for it, and I gotta question maybe what they were thinking on that one.
Yeah, it's really strange. It feels like Fleet Angels are trying to play this comp like they have a Winston in it. Telm is going in like how a Winston would go in, but he's not on Winston. He's on D.Va, and D.Va and Winston just can't do the same engages. They can't take the same engages. You have to play a lot slower, and Fleet Angels just keep forcing these fast engages, and their DPS aren't set up that well, and Telm just ends up going in alone. It's not working out for them.
Absolutely. Telm, and that was a questionable dive. They're facing last fight territory right now. Going to have to clutch up once again. They do have almost 5 ultimates coming up here, but Amnesia's going to have 3 of their own, more than likely in this fight. And Akua with that pulse bomb in hand, it gets the stick onto Vegas, and that is a huge, huge stick. No Transcendence now on the table for Fleet Angels coming into this fight. This is going to be a really tough situation right now for them as they try to get back into this thing here and try to extend this thing out past point B.
Yeah, under a lot of time pressure, but they have 5 ultimates online. Tribus going in with the EMP. Crucial again, Saga has the rally. Will he use it in time?
And a big EMP it is from Charybdis, but they're going to be immediately dove on there and taken down. So again, Transcendence now in play, going to come back in late into this fight here after Charybdis is already down. Donkey Kong applying pressure to Telm right there, trying to keep them at bay. Greninja on this high ground there. You're working on the Zenyatta, but they have that self-destruct in hand here. You got to look for them to use it here. They're going to hide from this bomb here from Telm. Telm going to take it very low, not able to get the mech back in, and the kills are now all coming in the favor of Amnesia, who's going to hold off Fleet Angels. And Amnesia from 2-0 to now on the cusp of taking this match and map 6.
Yeah, and Saga not rallying in time to counter the EMP, but he redeemed himself because he stunned Telm out of remech there. And that crucial stun, no remech, no diva, no point pressure, the whole team just falls apart for Fleet Angels. They had 5 ultimates. All they had to win was they had to win just those 2 fights with 5 ultimates, and they couldn't manage to do it. I mean, Amnesia's comp is kind of just better than what Fleet Angels is playing, and I don't mean just better Inc. I mean, like, their comp is just a better Diva comp to play. They have Ashe, they have Brig. The Diva comp is gonna play slow. With the Brig, it denies Talon from getting any value of his very, very aggressive engages. The backline's just gonna live. And especially since they have an Ashe, the Brig can just pocket the Ashe isn't going to die. And, I mean, Donkey Kong's just been getting a lot of value. The comp has just made more sense for Amnesia here. But Fleet Angels, they're going to be playing the Brig on the defense. No hit scan, though, so they're going to have to be really, really aggressive here and control the space very well.
Going to be tough for them in this one, that's for sure. There's no question about that. Fleet Angels got a tough task ahead of them, trying to hold off Amnesia. This first fight, I feel like, could be kind of defining. You know, point B is really hard to hold on Pariso. There's no question about that. I feel like the time bank almost was more of an advantage there for Amnesia than their actual, you know, winning that one fight they did win. So the time bank there was really critical. So this first couple fights here could absolutely define the pacing of this matchup. So it'll be very big to see if Greninja is able to capitalize on the movement ability and the damage throughput that he can put out on this Winston right now. Takes a hack, though, working on the high ground there, trying to see if they can find maybe a little bit of poke they can put in before they jump in and engage onto Fleet Angels here. Right now, some staging going on from this team here, looking to get onto that high ground, looking for that watching around for that Sombra as well. Sombra getting the hack again onto Greninja, who's going to be taken low, but is going to manage to stay into it here. High ground positioning right now, trying to be taken by these supports. Brigida protecting their Ana. I mean, this is kind of textbook staging right now, what you're seeing from Amnesia.
Yeah, but the stage is lasting so long, and Smarties just gets caught out. Nothing really happening, and 2 kills go in the favor of Amnesia. The kills are trading out, though, and Fleet Angels aren't out of this yet.
Fleet Angels not quite out of this. Akua right now, though, on this Tracer, trying to get the damage into Charybdis to really secure this fight for Amnesia. So many targets so low for the Fleet Angels, just not quite falling, but it's going to be Telm taken out of mech and finished off. Donkey Kong now on the high ground. They find the Tracer there, finishing them off. Pulse Bomb used, but not able to connect with Saga, able to get their shield up just in time. Stop that, and it's going to be a point A take here for Amnesia. They're going to have 5 minutes on the clock to finish this off and go to the final.
Yeah, and we're going to need some heroics from Fleet Angels if they want to hold this. Vegas going down to the Pulse Bomb as well is so rough. The momentum is all in Amnesia's favor. Donkey Kong's going to be starting to take the high ground here. Greninja as well. There's going to be virtually full map control here for Amnesia. Fleet Angels are going to have to be retaking on and they're on defense. It is so brutal here.
Absolutely. It's a really tough scenario here. Rally is used. They're going to be pushing in on this. Rally hard is going to be Amnesia. Saga forced onto this high ground here, just kind of swinging around looking for the Sombra is Saga, but not able to find them. Greninja going to head to the high ground, trying to flee away, get those health pools back up. The health pools are very low, but it's going to be Donkey Kong with a crazy shot onto Charybdis down below, and that is going to really set up right now Amnesia as they continue to push in a 5v4 situation. Nano Boost is going to be used onto Star Platinum, onto Telm, pardon me, I apologize, as they push in on this. And right now, Amnesia, they're already staring at one fight to finish this thing.
Yeah, and it's desperation here for Fleet Angels.
Oh my goodness. What a kill there from Akua onto Smarties. One support down for Fleet Angels. The second one in dire straits. They'll be dropped as well. Nobody left for Fleet Angels, and it's going to be Amnesia, forgetting about the sins of their last match with Fleet Angels. They will take this one 4-2 and book their spot in the Transcendence Tier Finals.
Yep, and they came in the number 2 seed in playoffs. They lose to Fleet Angels before champ bracket 3-0. 3-0. Not even a map taken. They lose the first 2 maps to Fleet Angels. I mean, imagine the mental state of Amnesia at that point. They lost 3-0. They're down 2-0. It seems all but over. The maps have been close, but it seems all but over. And then they win 4 maps in a row. They overcame a disconnect on Nepal in last fight when it seemed like all the momentum they were having in the series should have been over. Saga with 2, the sim wall, they clutch it out, they save it, and it was just over after that. I mean, this last map was the least close map of them all. The maps got less and less close as Amnesia heated up more and more and more in this series. And I mean, it's going to be awesome to see them heating up in the finals next week.
And their opponent in the final is the Guangzhou Gangsters. Guangzhou Gangsters finishing off the Billings Boomers in a 4-3 absolute slugfest in the Transcendence Tier semifinals on that side of the bracket. So we end with the number 1 seed taking on the number 3 seed next week in what is absolutely certain to be an incredible finals. Needle, that one is going to be an absolute treat, but we were absolutely treated to a fantastic show for both these teams tonight. Who is your standout player tonight for this match?
Oh, I have to pick one standout player?
You do.
Just one?
The rule is you pick one.
That's so hard because I feel like many of the players, especially on Amnesia, had one map where they really went off. Like Akua on Nepal, Star Platinum on New Queen Street. I mean, just absolute heroes for their team. If I have to pick one, though, I have to go with Akua. I don't know. I mean, seeing Hanzo play like that on Nepal in Transcendence Tier, this is a match between the 2 and 3 seed. You don't expect to see somebody just take over the lobby like Akua did on Nepal. It was so impressive. I think I have to pick him.
You know, for me, I'm going to go with Saga. Thing is Star Platinum stepped up to the table, or stepped up to the plate in a big way tonight. And everybody kind of came in and said Telm is the better tank of these two. Telm is the biggest threat on the field. And Telm, at times, looked unbeatable. He really had an incredible match. And Star Platinum matched him, and I'll give him credit for that. But throughout the night, the one presence that I seemed to see it all the time was just these little tiny things that Saga kept doing to enable that team to succeed. Whether it's just these mid-fight picks that you don't expect on that Lucio, or really solid brig play, protecting Luca, helping that team really be able to push successfully and really do what they needed to do on Pariso. Those things can't be understated. Main supports, I mean, Needle, main supports just don't get enough love.
It's true. It's true. It's a hard world for us out here, Yeti. It's a hard world.
It's a tough world for main supports, but I'm going to give the shout out. I'm going to give the shout out to Saga on this one. What a fantastic one. Congratulations. Great match tonight, and congratulations Amnesia on going to the finals. What a fantastic match. Finals next week, Billings versus Amnesia. But again, tomorrow we have the Discord tier match between, or the Discord tier matchups. And again, those are between MI7 and Cosmic Castaways. And then on the other stream, we have Billings. I'm sorry, not Billings. We have Reminiscence taking on Paradise Lost. Just great matches all around, guys. You're not going to want to miss tomorrow. We have a crazy slate of games for you, and the finals are just around the corner.
Yep. Very excited, especially for this final in Transcendence Tier. I mean, these are the two teams that everybody probably expected to be there, but definitely not in this fashion. So really excited to see the matches next week, as well as tomorrow.
Absolutely. This should be fantastic. Again, thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in tonight. We absolutely appreciate it. We send appreciation as well to our production staff who are working tonight. We have Hippy on the production, Nicc on the observing. Both of you guys were awesome here tonight. Obviously, special shout out Needle, killer as always on the analyst desk. And once again, I'm MisterYeti. We certainly appreciate you guys tuning in and joining us here tonight. And we do look forward to seeing you tomorrow.
You don't need an invitation. I already know what you're saying. I love a little conversations, and I don't want you to go changing. 'Cause girl, you're just so comfortable. Girl, you're just so comfortable. Girl, you're just so comfortable. I hope that you just feel it all too. comfortable, let's go. Feel so good just when I roll through. And I just think it's so crazy what you do to me. Girl, you're the baddest thing you